Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? Then mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side manage shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, Eric will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and Eric will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man. Shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you holler and cursing. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got your clap with the big 4-5. You bitch nigga, if you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping, first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga. It'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead ops. They ever cross the line? The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
All right, y'all. Oh, there we go. All right, y'all. That's Brother Eric, you know what I'm saying? Brother Eric, good brother, 16 to Life, better known as 16 to Life. You can go to his webpage, you can go over here to his YouTube page, and here's some really funny stories about street life, street narcotics. Shout out to you, Sister Breeze. Good to see you. Shout out to you, Sister Jill. Good to see you as well. We're starting this one off a little light this morning, but that's okay. This evening, but that's okay. We're gonna get into it. We got a lot to cover, y'all. We got a lot to cover. But that's Brother Eric. Go on over there and check him out. You can go on over there and check him out at 16tolife.com. You can get some of his music. You can get some of his merchandise. And then I'm talking about you talking about a good dude, man. This dude is a good dude, man. Not like Rico. This dude is a good dude, man. Now Rico's a good dude too, man. You know, he's a little rough around the edges, man. You know, but he's a good dude too. You know, but don't trip. Eric and Rico the same way, man. I mean, you push him a little too far, that ghetto man is gonna come out. He gonna come get you. So be nice to everybody. Be nice to everybody, y'all. All right, let me pull up Brother Rico. Brother Rico, you there? Nah, see here, Rico ain't even here, right? You know what the last thing this man told me? Not even an hour ago. You know what he told me? Be on time! Be on time! I'm tired of you starting the show late. Be on time. All right, here I am. I'm on time. He ain't here. Right? Probably getting them libations together. So let me let him get his libations together. How are y'all out there in the chat land? Chat's where it's at. The MVP. Glad to have y'all here. Man. Oh, here we go, Here we go, Risa. Pretty Rico, that's what they call it. Oh man, come on. Risa, we gonna get together. I'm gonna get some people to give us some cash apps, send them glasses down there to you, and then maybe you'll see, you know, you say Pretty Rico, that's what they used to call him. All right, y'all. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Your families are doing well. You know, I got an aunt I got to reach out to. And Joyce, my aunt Joyce. I got a little bit of lunch left on my tuna sandwich. I got to reach out to my aunt Joyce. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Sister Jill. I got to reach out to my aunt Joyce. That's the person. I know you got somebody you need to reach out to. Somebody you need to just, you know, say, hey, I'm just checking on you. Why? You don't ever check on me. I know, but I'm just checking on you. You know what I'm saying? We all got somebody we could reach out to. So I got to reach out to my aunt Joyce and see how she's doing. I mean, I know she's doing well because, you know, I got other cousins that reach out to her, but she specifically wants to hear from me. And she don't want to have to tell me to reach out to her. She wants me to reach out to her. And so I know this, so I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it for her. Right? Yeah, we got to stay connected to the family, man, because, you know what I'm saying, you never know when you're going to need it. Oh, I'm back. Rico just sent me a message in the back chat. I'm back. Good. Mr. Young, are you there?
Here's ordered, sir. Here reporting for duty. Reporting for duty, cat.
Okay, all right. So that the chat will know that I'm not out here telling stories. What was the last thing you told me when we talked earlier?
Negro be on time.
Okay.
Stop being late all the damn time.
I just wanted y'all to know what this young man told me not even an hour ago. Okay.
That's why I don't like messing with you colored people.
Y'all see who was on time and who was late, right?
You be late at your own funeral. I hope to be late at mine.
And just in case y'all don't realize who was the late one, it's the man that's wearing the funny hat. Not me. The one wearing the funny hat. He was the late one.
I hope to be late at mine.
I hope so too, brother. I hope it never happens.
I hope I miss my whole funeral.
And I hope that in a good way, brother. What's going on, Brother Rico? What's happening with you, man?
Another day above ground. We doing good, sir. We doing good. Doing excellent. It's man, it feels so damn good. The storm came too. I almost run out there and danced in the rain. It's been so hot. It was 10 ridiculous. You know, like I said, the devil was sitting in the corner with a fucking church fan.
Man.
Like, man.
Man, I didn't know it'd get like that in Maryland, man.
Yeah, man, the East Coast. But be honest with you, it's different. It's been different, you know. And I tell everybody, you know, y'all keep laughing about that climate change and whatever. That shit's real, because you know, if you've lived long enough, you'll see that we are dealing with weather phenomenons at a level and a rate like we've never dealt before. And I know you guys out there in Cali. I mean, you guys don't get a lot. I mean, unless you Northern California, don't get a lot of snow.
No.
Right,
Very
but
rare.
and normally it's always hot. But you guys, from what I read, is you guys are dealing with a lot more wildfires than you normally do.
Yeah, it's getting humid out here.
Yeah,
it's usually not humid out here, but
it usually don't get excessively hot on the East Coast. But the last 5, almost 10-ish years, you just seem like each year it's like, damn, when we start getting 1-0 this, 1-0 that, I mean, it used to be where if you got 100-degree day on the East Coast, that was considered wildly unusual.
Right.
Those 100-degree days now are, while they're not the norm like Arizona, Texas, and you guys, it's becoming 100 degrees is visiting us more than we ever used to see him. So our cousin, hotter than hell, we're seeing him a lot more, and we never used to see him at this degree. So it's affecting everything, the wildlife, everything. So
oh, okay, you out here too, Jill. Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Hey man, LA is where it's at, man.
It's hot. It's hot.
All right, Rico. I was
talking acclimated to it, so
well, hopefully everybody's getting acclimated to it. I was talking earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I said, hell no, not this.
I was talking earlier, man. I was talking. Be quiet, Rico. Quiet.
Okay.
I was talking earlier about relatives we need to reach out to. I got an aunt, my Aunt Joyce. I got to reach out to my Aunt Joyce, man. You got a relative you need to reach out to, man?
Anyone that I need to reach out to, I don't want to reach.
No, Rico.
I need to reach out to?
No, Rico.
Anybody I need to reach out to, when I call you, please don't answer. Please don't answer.
Hey, that dude was in my backyard last night. So I already know who you're talking about. But I'm talking about ones that want to hear from you. People that want to hear from you, right?
We good.
Yeah, my son said, I came home last night and I seen my son going in my backyard, right? I'm like, what are you going in my backyard for? I'm gonna set up this tent. I said, who told you to set up a tent? Mom. Oh, okay. All right. So I said, oh, okay. So I go back there, man. So my granddaughter, and this what got him. This what helped him get away with it, man. Uh-huh. My granddaughter said, I'm gonna go camping with my dad. I'm gonna go camping with my dad.
Camping.
I said, oh, okay.
What's the grandbaby's name, Clarence?
Layla.
Say Layla, baby. I love you. That's not called camping. That's called squatting. That ain't camping. That's squatting.
Hey, Rico, in her mind, we went camping, right?
But he squat.
The backyard, right? So I was like, oh.
How the hell you just show up on somebody's property and camp uninvited? That's called squatting.
Bruh. But you know what? That's the dude that I can't tell him nothing, right?
Nope.
I can't tell him nothing, man. I was like, hey, I'm just going to your backyard.
You can't tell him a thing.
If you wasn't related to me, you'd be laying on the floor right now.
With that buckshot in his ass.
My dog hadn't got you, I would have got you. You know what I mean? But shout out to my son, man. He tried to make it happen for my granddaughter, so at least he did that, man. So I had to give him I had to buy him lunch this afternoon, man, because I said, man, you know what? At least the dude did that. Let's encourage him, Rico. Let's encourage him. All right, brother Anderson,
encourage him to be back tonight.
Let me, he'll be gone for the next 4 days. Shout out to brother Anderson. Glad to have you in the building, brother. Good to see you, man. All right, okay, Rico, we got to get into it, man. We got to get into it. First, let me read the article about this sister, man. Unfortunately, this sister is stuck over in.
All right, well, can I before you do that, can we take 2 minutes so we can do a black celebration.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, because I don't know how many of you guys have saw on the news today, but the Justice Department has finally come down with the sister Breonna Taylor. Remember her, the young lady that was killed in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, they charged people.
And they let those 4 cops walk free with that qualified immunity bullshit, where they did a no-knock warrant, kicked in the door. The boyfriend, which had a license. Remember, I keep telling you, black folk, you don't have the same Second Amendment right that they got. So you draw a gun and you sit there and defend yourself against the police. They will kill your loved ones like they did with Miss Breonna Taylor. He shot in defense of somebody kicking in his door, and they lit the damn apartment up and killed this young lady and got away with this bullshit, with this qualified immunity, utter bullshit. And you know, we marched, we railed, and we raised all kinds of hell. And the state of Kentucky said them white boys was good. That's what they said. Because remember, they had a trial. State of Kentucky say,
yeah, they all skated away.
Good. But thank God, through blessings and prayers, the good Lord saw fit to touch the Attorney General heart to say, hey, they violated her civil rights. We taking these motherfuckers what Kentucky didn't do. And then the only reason why I'm having a little bit of hope is because I know that the Justice Department, they have like a 99% conviction rate. They don't rarely, if they indict your ass and take you to trial, they win.
They got you like a sandwich, man. they got you
usually win.
Two slices of bread, man. Yeah,
that's just usually how they. So I don't think they're gonna get no 25 to 30 and nothing like that. But I don't think them motherfuckers going home. I don't think they're going home, and I'm happy.
At least it sends a message, Rico, that you know, everybody ain't gonna just turn the other cheek. Everybody ain't gonna just turn around or whatever.
And I'm happy for that young woman because she was a paramedic, doing everything right for her and her family. Fuck the money. It's not always about the money. You take one of mine, you can't pay me enough to make me forget that shit. I'm becoming an American terrorist. I'm doing that shit. You're not going to do that because no amount of money is going to take that pain on heart. So her family, I just wanted to take a moment and just celebrate and salute that her family will get justice because she was a beautiful young lady. She was taken from us too soon. And that shit was wrong. And the fact that she couldn't get justice from the state of Kentucky, but hopefully she can get justice from the U.S. government. I didn't think I would see it. I'm happy. I'm happy. Too. I mean, derail everything, but if you haven't heard the good news, we got a little bit good news.
Yeah, good news, good black news. Let me shout out Sister OG Patrice. Sister OG Patrice in the house. Now don't y'all get mad at me because y'all don't see Patrice up here. Patrice might be in traffic doing some other stuff, so we don't know. I sent her the link, so it ain't on me. But you know, Patrice got a life, right? So she out there doing other things. Shout out to Patrice. She'll be along when she get a chance.
And we'll get Brother Vaughn when he's out them streets.
Vaughn
I know he out there in them streets.
Yeah, he in the streets too, man. I ain't heard from him in a while. I got to check on him too.
Well, we've been MIA, so I understand. It's gonna take a minute for people to come back. We've been MIA. I get that.
We try to pull everything back together. All right, y'all. Let me shout out Sister Annie. Glad to have you in the building, my sister. Good to see you. The good doctor, Dr. Hood, is in the house. Shout out to the good doctor. Who else is in the house? Everybody else, I think I called them out. All right. Are we ready, Rico? Can we get to the business?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Okay.
All right. So this is an article I want to read first before we start talking about it. This is an article about Brittney Griner.
You're going to skip portions of it, right? You're not going to read the whole thing.
I read fast, man, like you.
Okay, all right.
I might read some. Oh, well, we'll see. The 9-year Brittney Griner sentence brings outrage cries of free BG in the WNBA. The 9-year sentence given to WNBA star Brittney Griner on Thursday was not a shock to legal observers who followed the case know the Russian criminal justice system, but it still unnerved many Americans, with Griner's colleagues and others in the sports world reacted to shock and outrage. Griner made a tearful plea just before she was sentenced, saying she made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. but it made no difference. The judge handed a 9-year sentence and fined the 31-year-old basketball star 1 million rubles, about $16,000. She had pleaded guilty last month to carrying vape cartridges with cannabis oil into the country. While the most likely resolution of her case continues to rest with the diplomatic bargaining, Griner's lawyers began the appeals process. After the sentencing messages of Free BG echoed on Twitter and among sports stars, Erica Wheeler of the Atlanta Dream tweeted, "My heart goes out to BG's family and her wife. Today hit a little different, man, like our sister. I can't believe how her family feels. I pray God is protecting her mental, but more importantly, keep fighting BG. Gotta bring you home." Lexi Brown, who plays for the LA Sparks, tweeted, "Anyone that goes back to Russia to play is insane." She added, "This is breaking my heart seeing her right now." All right, Rico, looking at this article so far, what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on why this sister is still over there?
I mean, we know it's all political. It's all political. The situation that's going on with the conflict between Russia and in Ukraine, and I think that I feel like Russia just started it just because, and they're doing everything they can to. I mean, Brittney is just she's a tool that she's being used. Now, I'm not gonna say that she didn't have vape, and I ain't gonna say she didn't have a little hashish. I'm like probably half the Russian population living under those conditions is smoking a little hashish, weed, and every damn thing else they could do.
Right.
But it still is illegal. And where for everybody else, they would have just looked the other way. They said, hey, this is an opportunity to grab this big American celebrity and leverage her. If I was Putin, I'd have did the same shit. Fuck you talking about? I'm gonna grab everybody you got over here that's of substance to anybody else to use as a bargaining tool and a chip. We playing chess. So in the game of chess, I'm gonna grab the most valuable piece that I can. Brittney was that piece at that time. This is not about the did she break the law or not? Maybe she did. And I think that as Americans, it should be a wake-up call that we got to stop being so damn stupid and thinking, first of all, the shit that we even do here, we shouldn't be doing, but certainly we don't need to be doing when we go to other countries thinking that just because I'm an American, I get a pass. Just don't work that way, and if it doesn't, you just got to deal with the consequences. But this is all political. The whole thing, if she was NBA, so my whole thing is like the question that you put is like, I'm like, okay, what if her black ass was LeBron? Do I think
the question?
Putin ain't letting LeBron go either. Putin ain't gonna give a fuck.
Well, that's not the issue, Rico. Would they be negotiating a lot harder?
Well, now that might be the thing. So America might, right. So here's right. So that's why I look at it. Like, I'm like, would America be a bigger bitch if it was and ladies, I'm sorry. Let me clean that up. I apologize for using that word.
Get him, y'all.
But y'all know what I mean. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Rico, hold on. Let me shout out Big Time Drum. Big Time Drum. Good. What's up, Big Mike? The Rico dance.
I had to catch myself, ladies. I'm an old fool. I'm an old fool, but I won't lean in and double down or triple down on that term. I was wrong for doing it, and if y'all want to lash my ass. I will apologize 1,000 times. But the question is to what degree will America capitulate? Depending on I mean, they do it all the time. It's levels. So, I mean, prisoner swaps, exchanges are the thing, right? Okay, so here's the thing, right, Clarence? If I capture a private from your team, me and you at war, right. I get a private, you're not going to exchange a general for a private.
No.
Right? So, and then if I'm like, okay, you're going to be like, oh, you better have 1 million fucking privates for one general. Or if I go over there and I get a general, so if I snatch a private, you be like, where you gonna give me for this private? Claim like I ain't gonna give you shit. I get a general. What are you going to give me for this general? Now you want to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? You negotiate based on the levels of the value that the other person has.
Right.
Is Brittney Griner of value? Yes, she's a value in the court of public opinion. Americans. She's a WNBA star. She's a black woman. She's an American. They got her on a trumped up bullshit charge. So it's making news. If it was a LeBron or somebody else like that, it would be higher. But part of the problem is you're never going to see a male sports star in that position because let me tell you why. They don't have to go overseas to play sports because they're so well compensated here. Right. So part of the reason why Brittney ass is even there in the first place is because we screw over women, professional athletes in America. So we're part of the problem.
Wait a minute, Rico.
Yeah,
how are we meaning the whole country?
Society, yes.
Okay, society.
Because we place a higher value on male athletics than female athletics. So we're almost telling women you have to go overseas where they. Now here's the thing: is you got to ask yourself, why in the hell do they pay women athletics more in other countries than we do here? We're not part of the problem. So in other words, wait. So as a woman, she can make more money in China, Turkey, Israel, Russia. She can make more money in those places than she can in the U.S.
Right.
Who's the problem? Is the problem those countries that's willing to pay that woman what she's worth? Or are we part of the problem by not? Because if we just simply pay these women athletes their value, but we devalue women athletics. We find, and here's the funny part about it. Because we just don't support it. We don't, and women are part of the problem too, not just men. Women are, so you can go, men don't watch it, but I always tell women, stop watching men shit and watch only women shit. Because the bottom line is if you stop watching the NFL, the NBA, they don't want you the women eyes off. So they beg for it. And you guys support it. But when women's sports do the same thing, men don't support it. So I just tell women, stop supporting men's sports, period. And support women's sports anyway. You guys are half the population. Cut their shit in half and make them sit there and then invest the same amount in women's sports. Because one sport that actually made a difference was, believe it or not, was women's soccer. They finally got to the point where now they're paid the same as the men's soccer. And what's literally crazy about it, Clarence?
Yes.
Women's soccer is 5 times more successful than men's soccer in the U.S.
Agreed.
The men's team fucking suck out like shit. So how is the losers paid more than the winners? We've got more women's World Cup champions, more women's Olympic gold medal champions. Men ain't won shit.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. Let me do a shout out real quick. Let me shout out to Brother Von Bryant, and I think I shouted out Marcus too. But shout out to both of those brothers. Okay, but Rico, the WNBA has a serious problem. It has a serious cash flow problem.
Yes, they do, because of the fact of the lack of support. If in other words, how is the NBA supported? The NBA is supported through ad revenue and ticket sales and asses and seats. Right. WNBA games, let me tell you, they put out the same competitive product. But for whatever reason, our society is not taught to support it. But now when we look at these other countries, Russia, Israel, China, why do their societies support both the men and the women? Why in America do we support, but now remember, everybody gonna tell you it ain't a patriarchy.
Okay.
But yet in our athletics, we seem to only support men's sports. Other countries, their sports are more on par by gender. It's supported by the society as a whole. So I watched a soccer game the other day, and I thought it was men. It was Brazil and Colombia. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, let me watch it. It was a women's soccer game. Goddamn, stadium was full.
Right.
Same as it is when it's for men.
Right.
Exactly the same. There wasn't an empty seat.
Right.
Same as it is for men. But if that had been an American soccer game for men, for them losing motherfuckers, it would have been full. For the women that's winning, it would have been 50%. We're part of the problem, is what I'm saying.
I'm not denying
that's
that.
All I'm saying is I'm not even making an argument. I'm just saying it's like if you just look, the evidence is there.
Let me get straight to the red line and ask you the
We are patriarchy. We sit there and push this narrative that women should not be involved in physical things. It should be men's shit. And other countries don't do it as much.
Okay, I agree with you. Probably that's probably true. But the question is, how do we get around that? Because to say, well, we should pay the women the same amount, but their league is not grossing the same amount, then how can we justify doing that, and where are we going to get this money from?
Well, the reality is the women's soccer team not only should they have been paid the same, they made more money than the men. Through wins. Yes, through wins. They're consistently.
I'm not talking about women.
But what I'm saying is, so even when you have a winning formula that dispels the excuses that you want to create. And I'll tell you something even better, right? Let me tell you what sports initiation that didn't make any money that we continue to push. When we started the NFL, you know, you go back to the 1950s, almost 90% of the NFL players had second jobs. Right. Even in the NBA. They were not money making. Yeah. They were not money making sports.
The 70s even. Yeah.
It took a long time for them to build up. So that's why that whole narrative, I'm like, if you look at every sports league, now baseball damn near 200 years old. So I don't know how far you got to go back to when they wasn't making any money. So they've been making money for a while with baseball.
The 30s or the 40s, yeah.
Right, because probably even longer than that, because baseball has been around for a long time. But for basketball and football, first 30, 40 years, they didn't make a nickel. Because football was started.
You have TV contracts, Rico.
Hey, no. But I'm saying, but listen, it didn't even catch on. Football was started through universities. So it was a highbrow sport, American football. It was your Yales, your Harvards, your Browns, your Cornells. That was the birth of American football.
Okay.
And basketball, which was what was the guy named Dr. He's a Canadian. James Naismith.
Okay, right.
He started it. Basketball, I think, at one point started with when he created the sport, it was for the YMCA, Young Men's and Women's Christian Association. People don't know that's what YMCA is. I'm like, do you know what YMCA stands for? Young Men's Christian Association.
YMCA.
It's a religious organization. It was. It literally was the foundation through churches and so forth. So I'm like, and eventually ended up being flop houses and so on and so forth. It was like helping people that was homeless, destitute, so on and so forth. And James Naismith created this sport. So what I'm saying is, when these sports started, they were wildly popular. They weren't popular at all. At all. People like, what? The only thing people wanted to do in America was play baseball.
Where are we going to get this money?
Let me finish, sir. Because what I'm saying is, the problem is when it comes to women's sports, everything got to be in warp speed. Oh, we started the league. It's been 2 years. How come they fuck out of here? The NFL and the NBA bled money for 2 decades. For 2 decades, it bled money. Didn't make a date. Bill Russell just died, right? Just the other day. His rookie contract, he made $25,000 a year.
Okay.
He made sure he made $1 more than Bob Cousy, who was the highest paid person at the time. That's what he was making. And I think his contract was like in 1950 something. I have to look it up. And I was like, damn. He made $25,000 a year. He was the first player that didn't have to have a job during the offseason. Everybody else in the fucking league worked when they didn't play basketball.
Okay.
Cab drivers. I mean, just all kinds. Like, really? So we look at today, and I'm like, you know, and we look at the 1950s, I'm like, okay, that was 60, 70 years ago. So we got to stop. Funny thing about it, Charles Barkley made a comment the other day about how what players get paid today. He was like, he made a joke about, I'm mad at my mother, why she couldn't wait a few more years to have me. Because I would have came later in the league when the explosion. So that's all I'm saying is these obscene amounts of money that's being made is born out of television. It's not that the players are better. It's not that the games change that much, but it is television. So what I'm sitting there saying is, I don't believe the powers that be have done what they can do to invest in women's sports to increase their popularity the way they have for men's sport. Because as I told you, where I was with Mr. Long last night, you got the NFL and you got guys out here damn near putting bodies on the streets. But that popularity of that league is like, motherfuckers is out here just beating women half to death. And it's okay. Because it's the popularity of the sport, Clarence. We just can't keep pushing out this narrative. Well, the women ain't if it's the women's fault. It's not the women's fault.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault.
It's our fault.
Keep on talking, and you can't tell me where this money's gonna come from. Where is this money gonna come from to pay
the money will come when the money's due. It's not due today. You can't ask for money.
But they're asking for it today.
No, so but you can't because it's unfair because they didn't ask for it at the inception of the leagues for men. When they started hockey, when they started football, when they started basketball. Nobody was asking. Let me finish. Nobody was asking, where's the money coming from when they bled money for 20 years. So goddamn it, give these women leagues 20 years to bleed money.
They have. The WNBA.
No, they have.
Yes, they have. The
WNBA is great. The WNBA is the only league that they've done that with. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Partially too is here's the thing. In starting a league, you have to create a fan base. And that's why I'm just sitting there saying, I just hate when people come into the argument to say, oh, they did because it might. It's the same thing people do with race relations, right? It's like you can say everything bad about black people and it be true. Let me tell you, it could be true if you don't tell the factors that's part of the reasoning why. So I say the same thing with women's sports leagues. What you say about it being a failure is true. But nobody's speaking about the factors that lead into
failure, Rico. I don't think it's a failure. I just think it's a business that's not bringing in the income to pay these huge salaries that.
No, it's not because I don't think it's doing that because I don't think that the business has been supported the way that the men business. That's the part you just keep ignoring and you keep ignoring.
The NBA has been putting the money over there ever since the beginning. It still does.
Yes, but no. But supporting is more than just saying, "Oh, okay." Like here, we got the Washington Wizards, we got the Washington Mystics. It's more than just saying, "Oh, we got a female team called the Washington Mystics." No, you need to drum up support. You need to push the narrative about the team the same way they do about the men's team. They don't do that. They don't. They know how to do it, Clarence. Now, if you want to do I'm gonna do the devil's advocate. I'm gonna be over here with the white folk business and this that. Have at it, sir. But they don't do it, and you know they don't do it. Because you know what? Next thing, ask me why they don't do it how they don't do it for black people.
No.
Act like you don't know. No. But pretend like you don't know how they can do something for one side and not the other. And it'd be like, but they're not giving us the same thing. And it's like, exactly. They can choose, you know what, I'm going to really, you know what they say? I'm going to really fuck with them over here. Oh, I got to help them too? Okay, here you go. You know, that little half-hearted effort. It's half-hearted. It's not full-throated. It's half-hearted.
But Rico, let's look at it like a business. If the WNBA was, if they was
Come
able
on, Mr.
to,
Tom. Go ahead, Mr. Charlie. Come on, Mr. Charlie. Tell me, Mr. Charlie.
WNBA was, if the WNBA was a money-making venture, then everybody involved will make money, right?
It's not a money-making venture now. No, it's not. I agree.
But what I'm saying is, if it had that potential, people would be putting into it. If they felt that it had that potential, that it would explode and make all this money, people would be incentivized to invest and spend money into it, right?
Not true.
So why not?
I'm gonna tell you why. You want a perfect example?
Yeah.
Since we talking basketball, right?
Right.
We talking basketball, right?
I think so.
So we have the wonderful super mega organization called the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Correct?
Correct.
They had a competitor in the past.
Correct.
That had the ability to make the same and even more money than them. It's called the ABA, the American Basketball Association.
Okay.
When they were threatened with competition, what did they do?
They bought them out.
Exactly. Okay. So let me finish because you talked about was whether or not there's a money-making market or not. So sometimes if a business model is threatened, it doesn't want to see the other business model succeed. Now, obviously, when we're talking about genders, the NBA can't sit there and absorb the WNBA because now it's a mixed gender league. So they don't have the option to say we're going to absorb the WNBA as if they're a competitor. While they could be a competitor, I'm not saying they are. They could be, and I'm not talking about competition on level of play. Everybody want to do that. Oh, they can't dunk. It's like, nah, it ain't about level of play. It's about level of attention. The women's game could become as exciting or better than the men's game because they got a lot less of the bullshit in the WNBA. They're not completely free of the bullshit, but they got a lot less of it. And does the NBA actually want that? Do they want competition for the NBA, even in the form of a women's league? I say no. I say absolutely not. They do not want the WNBA to rival the NBA because you know what it would do? It could possibly make the female fans of the NBA go, fuck you, adios. We going over here. I could see that.
I doubt it highly.
Oh, excuse me. You don't think if the WNBA became as competitive and as exciting that women fans from the NBA would not leave in droves and go strictly to the WNBA? You don't believe that. You think women are so excited about watching. You think women basketball fans are so excited that they just gotta watch men and they're not interested.
I think that there's always going to be a certain crowd that watches the WNBA. There's always, young girls.
They're real basketball fans. You're real basketball fans
coming up. Now, what they would have had, God rest their soul. Now they would have had a chance to do what you're saying.
So
let me finish this, Rico, and then you can tell me. Okay, so the way the NBA really exploded is when they started making stars out of people. When they started saying this person is a star, that person is a star, right? You had the Dr. J's and the Michael Jordans and the Bill Russell and Pistol Pete's and stuff like that, right? Larry Birds. So you have people like that, right? so people really wanted to see them play. Now, in the WNBA, they have stuff like that going on, but only the people that actually are involved in the
basketball
in the WNBA itself are understanding that, who follow the WNBA, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm telling you, who would have changed the game for the WNBA? It was Kobe Bryant's daughter. Kobe Bryant's daughter would have changed the game because people would have paid to see her play. People that she would have came along and changed the game. God rest her soul, and everybody who was on that helicopter, but she would have, because I believe that now they would have been able to say, "This is Kobe's daughter. You can come and see her play." Now she would have put butts in those seats. She would have sold, like Michael Jordan. She would have sold TV contracts where people, she would have filled the stands on nights that she would have been in town. So I believe they would have had a chance to do it with her, but since she's not here, rest in peace. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know where they're gonna get the star from, or the star power from, right? And then you got people that can innovate. Like, I don't know. I've never been to a WNBA game. Do they have cheerleaders, or do they have men cheerleaders? Right?
Yeah, they don't have men cheerleaders.
I don't know, right?
I've been to a couple, and I just can't remember if they got cheerleaders or not. So I don't want to. I don't want to speak out of turn. But no, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Clarence, right? That I'm sitting there saying to myself is okay. And I'm not talking about and brother New Growth. Make sure you hit the link. I want to get in your ass about this.
I didn't even say that about that New Growth.
I know. Since he called me out, right? So here's the thing I'm saying. Right? No, but I want you guys just to think about this for a moment, right?
All right.
I know the average brother, the average man, white guy, black guy, Asian guy, whatever, that watch basketball, right? He knows the sport, correct?
Correct.
Do you believe the average woman that watches basketball know the sport?
No.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is that that's a gettable audience, because they really don't even know what the fuck they watching. They're just like, they're there for all the peripheral shit around other than the sport. So you're correct, New Growth. The sport itself is not the same. But what I'm trying to tell you, the same thing with American football, is half the asses in seats. They're not there for the sport because they really don't understand the sport nor care that much. Every male figure is diehard. When I go to my son takes me to watching Commanders game, I'll be the motherfucker that I'll probably get locked up. They're going crazy, right? Same thing when I do, like, we're into the sport. Female fans are into the sport, and they have allegiance to their team. Okay. Number one, to support their man. Okay. I don't give a fuck about. My wife don't give a shit. I'm a Washington Commanders fan. Ask me who my wife is a fan of.
Who?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Why?
Ask me why.
Why?
Because they wear her favorite color, purple. She don't know a goddamn thing about football, but got a closet full of Raven shit.
But here,
we'll go to the game.
I'm jumping right over Rico.
So but what I'm saying is, as a business model, that's a gettable audience, because it's like they're not even there for the sport. They're there for the entertainment, the music, the family fun of it. They're there for all the other stuff that
Rico. Okay, there's something we're skipping over. Okay, a lot of females are there because it's their favorite color, but a lot of the females, we gotta give credit where credit is due. They want to see men in top physical condition doing top physical things.
Bye, boy, bye. Bye.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Bye. Hell no. Not that bullshit. Clarence.
You don't think? Wait a minute. You don't think that a lot of these women want to see men in top physical condition?
Why is that woman aching to see a man in top physical condition while she's sitting next to Boba Fett ass?
Because she's sitting
No. Because like 80% of the ones in there come into the stadium or the auditorium with a man that's nowhere remotely in top physical. So why all of a sudden now is so in other words, Clarence, then by that same logic, right? Why are men not sitting there in droves going to watch top women in top physical condition? Because we don't give a fuck. No, because
like
we
always do.
No, because we don't care. Because what you want in your mind as a fetish, I don't need to. Because if that's the case, then men should be at all the women's sports. But we ain't at women's basketball. We ain't at women's soccer. We're not at women. We don't go to women's swimming. We don't go to women fitness. We don't go to women nothing.
No,
because you know what
I'm trying to tell you.
No, that's
you
utter
listen,
bullshit.
You're jumping ahead of the cart here. Hold on 1 second. And then
Come on, but that's utter bullshit.
Okay. A lot of women go to see men's basketball, men's football, men's baseball, and so forth, because you get to see top athletes. You get to see top.
That's utter bullshit.
Okay. Are you gonna let me finish, or are you just gonna keep saying it? You gotta let me finish.
I'm okay. I'm gonna let you finish it, then I'm gonna counter it. Go ahead.
Okay, you counter. Okay, that's how we should usually do it. See, you know what happened, y'all? I let Rico wear this hat, and now he just, he out of his mind. All right, Rico. So they will go and watch men's sports because you get to see men at the top athletes. That's why men's track, women will come to see men doing sport because women have an innate desire to see men working hard. They do. Now, the question is, do men have an innate desire to see women working hard at something other than what we consider womanly things, right? Do we really want to see them doing what we would traditionally think men would do? Do you really want to see a woman roofer? Bang, 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 bang. Do you really want to see a woman, if you call the police?
Keep it in sports. Let's
keep it in sports. Let's keep it in sports. Do you really want to go and see women's basketball if you have the choice? Or do you want to see women's football? Why isn't women's football as popular as it could have? It could have been, but why? Why not? Because men don't really want to see women hitting each other like men would hit each other. Men don't want to. Even the female, what do you call that? MMA. They have to put that on the. They have to put that on a show with men. They have to put that card on a show with men because if you put that by itself, most men won't go watch it, right? Most men.
Women either.
Okay, women either, because most people want to see men doing what's quote unquote traditionally men things.
No, and men do, not women. But go ahead.
No, women do too. Women. If that was the case, Rico, the WNBA stands would be full of women.
Forget about you know the percentage of women boxing fans and MMA fans? It's substantially lower than all other sports. Fact.
But I understand.
Women are not fans of combat sports.
They're not,
we get a hard on about that bullshit. Women
I
do
get
not.
You. This is what I'm trying to say. Basketball is a contact.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
A contact sport. Oh, yes, it is.
Basketball is considered a minimal contact sport.
No, it is definitely not a minimal contact sport. Definitely not.
It's gotten rougher, but basketball by definition is considered a minimal. I'm gonna look up the definition and we're gonna read it, bro.
I can tell you, man, I had fingers broken. I know it is not a minimal contact sport.
Clarence, we're not talking about what happens. We're talking about what its description is as to how it's supposed to be played. We know that it's a contact sport.
Maybe that.
That's all I'm saying.
Same thing with MLB, right?
Basketball is considered the same way that baseball and soccer is as a minimal contact sport. Football, boxing is a it's called full contact, meaning your ass is going to get touched.
I'll give you that. I will give you that, Rico. I will give you that.
Be clear.
Still, there's still what's called contact sports, where you're still going to come in contact with other people. So they are contact sports. So
every sport is. Tennis included.
Okay, well, maybe so. But what I'm saying is you're going to definitely have a contact in basketball and baseball, right? And soccer, right? And so anyway, so my point is, women included, want to see men coming in contact with each other and see who's going to survive that, but people don't want to see that in women. People don't want to see women contacting each other and coming out. Not most people. Yeah, there's some people. What
women contact sport do we have?
What women contact
other than
sport?
MMA and women's boxing. What other women contact sport do we have?
Contact basketball. Then WNBA.
That's minimal contact. But go ahead. Is it full? What other full-on contact sport do we have? Other than women's boxing, which is new, and MMA, which is new. Other than that,
I couldn't. I don't know, but what I do know is you have contact sports, and I'm not going to say whether it's minimal or maximal. Contact is contact.
The full-on contact sport we know is boxing, right?
Okay, I will give you that.
Full-on contact sport. There's no,
right.
That it's like, come on.
Right. I get you that.
Again, I'm just saying is that there's not a in full-on contact sport. When we talk about football, that is almost, again, women are there as accessories. We got to stop bullshitting ourselves. They're there in unbelievable numbers, but we're looking at Clarence. You're being. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'll just.
I mean, if what you're saying was true, and women were so excited about sports in general, they would be.
They're not. I'm trying to tell you, they're not excited about sports.
I'm saying, since that's the issue, since that's part of the issue, is that they're not. Men are not interested in, because men don't generally like to watch women doing these high-level contact sports. They don't want to see that. What men want to see is they'd rather see the workout where they just sweat. That's men. That's most men. Most men
want to see what?
The workout where
Did you say that in your head before you said it out your mouth? Say it again.
Okay. Men would prefer to see a
other
woman.
Men.
No. Men would prefer to see women working out. Let's take LA Sparks basketball team. They would prefer to see those women in the gym working out and getting stronger in strength conditioning or what's it called, aerobic conditioning. They'd prefer to watch that than the actual basketball game.
That's what men desire.
That's what men desire. They want to see women sweating. They want to see a woman sweating, but they don't want to see her sweating in a combat or contact sport. They're not interested in that. And the TV numbers reflect that. Now, women are the ones that, because sports, Major League Sports is the only game where it's legal to be sexist. It's legal. I can legally start a team and say, this team is just for women. I can legally be sexist, and it's okay, right? Can't have a man decide I'm going to jump in. Well, they got an issue now because these transgenders are going to start slipping over into these women's sports and taking them over. But for right now, let's just say everybody's playing by the rules. Okay, in Major League Sports, I can be sexist, right? And say, okay, I'm just going to have just women doing this, right? Okay, if I do that, then I got to understand that unless it's soccer, that a something that is respected all over the world, unless it's that, women's basketball is not looked at like that all over the world. They may have more fans in other countries, but it's still not looked at as like the NBA or like the men's leagues over there. It's not happening because men who are the main people who watch sports don't want to see women in those situations.
Okay.
For the most part.
All right. So for the sake of argument, what time is it? We're an hour in. Drop the link because I call
link
utter
right now, man. Because you done, man. You're done. You're done. You're in the corner, brother. I got you. I got you. You haven't even answered my first question: is where we gonna get this money from to pay these people?
Because again, you're asking Clarence. What I'm not gonna let you do is I'm not gonna let you do. You ain't gonna do a Kevin Samuels on me. You ain't gonna go dress size, weight, height, and all that old dumb shit, right? You're not gonna do that to me. Because I know a setup when I see a setup.
Hey, y'all, now I'm Kevin Samuels because he can't answer my question.
Yeah. You kept.
First, I was a white man. Now I'm Kevin Samuels because I can't answer his question.
Come on, Mr. Charlie. Relax, Mr. Charlie. Relax, Mr. Charlie. So here's the thing: the premise is utter bullshit, complete utter bullshit. And then again, you put forth a premise of, hey, Dr. Hood, nice to see you, sir.
Yo. What's going on?
We back, sir.
Yeah, I like these topics, man. I like these topics.
and I hope you like the back and forth that we do, because I'm not gonna get, I ain't gonna cut him no slack. He ain't gonna cut me no slack. I ain't gonna cut you none. Don't you cut me none. And let's keep it going. But I'm gonna tell
I don't like those echo chambers. Them cats be agreeing with each other all the time. Dang, you guys agree with every damn thing, man. I'm out of here.
You know we used to call this what Rico's doing. We used to call that backwash.
Okay.
What's up, Dr.
Hood? This WNBA situation is interesting. I've developed, because I like women's basketball. I'm like
Thank you,
rare.
Sir. Thank you.
I'm very rare, but they don't really have the athleticism like men, so it's really not the same. I would disagree right there. But
what about the support? Let me ask you this, Dr. Hood. Set aside it, because I agree. I don't disagree. They don't have that athleticism, but the support of the leagues is what I'm trying to get Brother Clarence to see, that there's a disparity in how they prop up the NBA as opposed to how they kind of like leave the WNBA out there to do it on its own. What do you think, sir?
Well, I agree. I forget which one of you guys said it, but the NBA, they took their baby steps. They took baby steps. They had other leagues before the NBA that they were doing, and it took baby steps, and it was a lot of years. What they say, NBA is about 80 years old now. I think WNBA might be pushing about maybe 25 years or something, maybe 20.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it like that.
And the NBA only blew up in like maybe the last 20, 30 years. Prior to that, they wasn't making no bread like crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at these contracts in the last 10 years. I mean, they're astronomical. Right. I mean, the guys, they just weren't. Even Jordan himself wasn't making the type of money that, an average guy that's not even an all-star is making now.
TV.
So, yep, the TV.
And the internet.
I don't like to get super, super controversial, but I think the WNBA, because I the statistics, and I be hearing stuff, I didn't actually look this up, and it was kind of disturbing me hearing this, but I heard that over 90% of the girls in that league is the alphabet community.
I can believe that.
So that's caused that, for me, that's a cause for concern. My daughter just got a college scholarship for basketball. She got recruited.
Congratulations, brother.
She's about to go play college ball, and it's just kind of like 90%. I heard it's more than 90%, but just if you're around that type of environment, like I went to some of the games. I'm from Seattle, so I seen some Storm games, and I go down there, and just the atmosphere. It's definitely the alphabet community in the building all over. you know. So I don't know from a promotional standpoint, none of the girls are dating professional male athletes.
Right. Or men, period.
But you gotta look at the professional male athletes and entertainers that brings more revenue and more interest to the sport.
Yeah.
So if the girls aren't doing that, they're not dating Kevin Durant. They're not dating, they don't have these little love and basketball kind of endings, that will promote the league and put it in a different light. Like I said, maybe the LGBT, maybe that light's the brightest it gets. I don't know. I'm not here to make the judgment about that, but I think, if it's 90% or more of the girls that's not accidental. That to me, that's like a cult, and I don't want to throw no darts or nothing at nobody because it is what it is. But when we're talking about business, even me, I got to pull my pants up. I got to treat it like a business,
Right. Yeah.
So
that's one part
that's killing. That's killing it's killing their revenue. It is.
Right. And I never thought about that part, but that's a very, very. That's one thing I didn't think about.
You that one out.
No, you didn't tell me nothing about the alphabet.
And they don't have cheerleaders. They don't. They have like dancers. They got little kids that come through, do their little dance routines and stuff. But they don't have. When we go to a football game or a basketball game, we got some stuff to look at.
Look, but I'm gonna look, Dr. Hood. Let me ask you this though. This is one question I do want to put to because I didn't think about that about the alphabet community, and that's a very valid point. That part I didn't leave. But let me ask you this. So when we talk about the lack of athleticism, right? Because that's the one. Because I know New Growth about to come up here with that bullshit, right?
Yeah, come on, New Growth.
So let me tell you this.
Come on with it.
Do you want to know what the birth of the NBA looked like?
I would imagine that it wasn't as athletic.
They didn't. Let me tell you this. They didn't have nobody that looked like us.
Right.
There was nothing but a layup league for about 20 years. It was a goddamn layup league. You understand what I'm saying? So all that high flying, dunking, and all that shit didn't come till we came.
Rico, what that got to do with the WNBA?
It did not come. I'm just trying to tell you the evolution of a league.
Yeah,
and what
facts, Rico.
Right, and what you're trying to
do,
they
wouldn't allow us in the league.
Exactly, but what I'm saying, which is correct, they didn't allow us in the league. But guess what? The explosion of the league didn't occur until after they did.
The explosion didn't occur until the black people came in, right?
Right, but it was
so the Harlem Globetrotters whooped up on the Lakers, right?
But look what I'm trying to tell you. It was some milquetoast shit when that league was predominantly white. Same as the NCAA. The NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar organization today. When did that happen? After Western Texas fielded them 5 black boys that went up there and whooped Kentucky's ass and Adolph Rupp to show that 5 black kids could out basketball a bunch of white boys. Until then, it was some milquetoast shit. So the athleticism didn't come until people who looked like us came. So guess what? Those leagues were weak, lacking in athleticism as well before. Same thing with the NCAA football. Until USC and Sam the Bam and them went down there and whooped Bear Bryant's ass in Alabama. All of a sudden, they said, I got to get one of those because them niggas can run.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. So if we're going to throw the WNBA under the bus on athleticism, acknowledge the fact that the NCAA, the NBA, and even the NFL at one point in
trying to do New Growth, right?
So Rico, how they gonna step it up? What people are they gonna bring in the WNBA to step it up?
They're gonna bring some of them white girls from Europe. Give it time.
They got to get a good commissioner, a different commissioner.
That's it. Give them time is all I'm saying. Is give them time, bro. That's it.
I think they're gonna have to do like the NBA did, and the NFL and the MLB. They're gonna have to make some stars. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
They gotta do that too. Give them time.
They had stars.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said before,
Lisa Leslie.
Kobe Bryant started with a change the game. She would have changed the game for WNBA. She would have changed the game.
I don't know
she would have definitely changed the game.
I don't know.
But,
go ahead.
Well, she had to be good. She got to be good,
NBA,
though.
WNBA.
She got to be good.
Yeah, she would have been. She would have.
She just can't be Kobe's daughter. She actually got to be good.
She was good, and she would have developed because they would have stayed on her to develop, and eventually she would have understood what her role was to change that league. But
can I give you a prime example of a league that changed the tennis league, right? Until Serena and Venus came in the league, the women's tennis was almost laughable. They were making nothing. And then Venus and Serena with the superior athleticism and with the sexy dress and the sexy, the sexy, which changed, made Sharapova come and all of these. It made me a tennis fan, right? So I don't think the WNBA has anything that they can do to come close to that.
That's what I was trying to get him to understand, man. Is that first of all, gentlemen, let me tell you who the highest paid WNBA player is. The highest paid WNBA player is Joelle Lloyd from the Seattle Storm, who makes $231,515 a year in annual salary. That is the highest paid WNBA player at this point in time, right?
Okay, but Clarence, that goes back to the very reason of what this whole stream is about, which is why Brittney was in Russia in the first fucking place. You just answered your question, because we don't do anything to support the leagues here, so that women don't have to go overseas.
It's a cult, bro.
Services because
it's a cult.
Overseas,
it's a cult, bro. They bully. There's girls that came out and said they've been bullied.
No, but
because
Dr.
they wanted to be heterosexual.
But no, Dr. Hood, what I'm saying is this, right?
No, that's huge.
Right?
Women don't want to be a part of that. But it's a lot, like you said, the women is buying up all the NBA tickets and stuff. They don't want to be a part of something that they're feeling like they're forced to be.
Setting that aside, if you are a woman playing in a league, and how much did you say the highest paid person made, Clarence?
$231,000 a year.
The highest I made for a whole season is $230-something thousand, and I need to make more money. Then I have to go to Israel, Russia, places like that to compensate the lack of money I'm making here.
I'm gonna give you the average salary.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? But my question is, why are we making them have to go elsewhere to earn additional income to support their family?
Because
they're not making the revenue. They're not making the revenue.
But they're not making the revenue because what?
We don't like it.
They're not. They're not.
But
what should
how
I
does the
say?
NFL? Then tell me, how does the NFL, the NBA, and Major League
public
Baseball,
relations sucks.
Right, exactly. That's my
Their
point.
Public relations
sucks.
Agree,
but that's what I'm agreeing with you, Doctor, because I'm saying the other leagues who are making the revenue is because the league is promoted in a way that it can generate that revenue, whether through, i.e., ticket sales, TV contracts, merchandising, all of these revenue streams that the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, National Hockey produce because the league is promoted in a way. Women's sport, which I said earlier, women's hockey, which is 5 times better than women's soccer, which is 5 times better than men's soccer, just recently got the same amount of money. And the U.S. men's soccer team, I don't know if they ever won a World Cup, and I don't know if they ever won an Olympic gold medal.
Brother Ric Flair, that's what you being called today with that hat on.
Okay.
Ric Flair.
Go ahead.
What makes you say that female soccer is better than male soccer? What are you talking about?
They win more.
You talking about in America?
In America and overseas. They win more. They won more. Excuse me. Do you know what the World Cup is? That's against the world.
FIBA, right?
Against in America.
You're talking about the American.
Right?
You're talking about the American women's soccer team.
Exactly.
That's a different thing. But soccer as a whole, women don't hold a fork to the men.
What I'm saying is the men's soccer team who play who never even qualify for the World Cup.
Okay.
Who never even qualify for the gold medal round. The men's team was being paid more than the women's team, who have won multiple World Cups and multiple Olympic golds. They literally played more games and literally won more. But the pay disparity didn't match. And I'm like, I don't even like fucking soccer. But I'm like, wait a minute, why are we paying the losers more than the winners?
I don't get that analogy, but I'm gonna let you have it.
No, but that's the truth. You do know that that's the truth.
But it's all about advertisement, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's
advertisements, everything.
No, Dr. Hood got it right. It goes to which teams are being supported and promoted better, which in Olympic sports and World
who's
Cup,
buying the jerseys? How many WNBA jerseys have you saw this month?
Right, they push it. They push
the whole summer.
Right, and you know what? They were pushing the men's soccer team jerseys better than the women, even though the men were losing.
Brother Clarence, what did you say?
What
did you say the average score was? I mean, the average earning for a WNBA player was?
The average WNBA player makes $120,000 a year, according to Yahoo Finance.
Highly overpaid.
It used to be like 70. It used to be lower than that. Yeah.
Right. Have y'all ever been to a WNBA game?
Yeah,
I've been to a lot of them.
Did you see how they cut half the stadium off? Do you know how much revenue and money?
Half, maybe a quarter.
Huh?
Maybe a quarter of
the stadium is cut off. I got in Atlanta. Atlanta was in the finals one year. That place was empty. They missed like 9 layups in a row.
Yeah.
Air balls. It is not the best thing. I think that they can, if they play it before the NBA games, like an undercard, maybe that'll work.
They're not going to get the support. The LGBT community, as much dust as they kick up, you know, and people think like they're just like this huge deal. They're very small percentage of the population.
And then we forget the arrogance of these.
And that's where all their support comes from.
They can play better than NBA players. I'm better than.
I don't believe that. I ain't never bought that. But I don't think that's the argument.
But that was the argument of the young lady that's in prison now. She was saying, "Oh, I'm better than this person."
I mean, come on, ain't nobody. I mean, okay, that's me. That's like me saying that what's the woman from Michigan, the boxer? She can whoop Mike Tyson ass. I'm like, knock it off. Okay, you can beat up any woman's ass, but you ain't gonna beat up.
But your response right there, Rico, lets us know why we don't support it as much, because they're not on the same level. Period.
Well, but
like Clarence said, women.
But new growth. They shouldn't have to be on the same level.
Yes, they should, to get the same type of attention.
Come on,
new growth. They get new growth. New growth. Well, let me tell you why that's a losing argument. Because they are getting no attention. They're not
getting
even
some
asking,
attention. They're getting some attention.
Let me finish. They're not even. I don't even think they're asking for this. I don't think the WNBA wants the same level of attention as the NBA, a rabid fan base.
Oh, yes, they do. They want the same attention. They want the same money.
It would be nice. Let me tell you, nobody's going to say no to it.
Plus, they play half the games. Let
me finish. Nobody's going to say no to it. However, I don't think realistically they're looking for. I think what they're trying to point out is that they don't even have. You say they play half the game, Clarence. They don't get half the attention. They don't get.
So if the NBA had 90% homosexuals, how successful would that league be?
Yikes! That's a good question.
I don't know.
We could switch this whole subject.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I just want to deal with the fact,
Brother Clarence. So we can switch the whole subject if you want.
Dr. Hood, I ain't fucking
with
you.
I'm trying to address the monkey in the room the nicest way I can.
Dr. Hood,
well, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
Homosexual men in the NBA. We got men who got Dwight Howard, who got caught. We got a lot of guys who got caught.
Well, you got the college. You got the college.
But it's like 90% or more in the WNBA that's openly. They're open about it.
Right.
They're in the stands. You know what I mean? Like the alphabet crew is in the stands.
They're bullying you. Dwight Howard's not getting bullied for being homosexual. If you're straight and you're in the WNBA, you're getting bullied.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's women that have the worst time of their life. Maya Moore, she was a superstar. She got bullied.
But see, that's a part of being straight. Though.
That was Carmelo daughter, right?
Carmelo Anthony got bullied about his wife. You know, it's a part of the game. Trash talking. See, that's the element. And like Brother Clarence was saying earlier, let me go with your point. Women like to see male athletes for the attention of masculinity and for the athleticism. Like, we don't look at women for, especially WNBA players, because they don't allow them to be particularly sexy, right? So it's no draw for us. And women are into the sport like that as a whole, period. So it's just, why compare? Just take what you get, and you lucky you have a lead.
I got some smoke for you, Dr. Hood. Now I just thought about something. I got some smoke for you now, right?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You've been kicking my ass with that.
Well, I just want to know. You know, I'm coming.
Right. But no.
You got twice.
Right. Yeah, you got me. I was like, fuck, I can't counter that. But now I got a counter, but it's more of a question. So, and because to be honest with you, I've been to WNBA games. I'm like, I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm like, there's a lot of them motherfuckers. It's a lot.
I saw 70 couples. I saw at least 70 couples in the stands.
So I'm not even going to argue with you.
I mean,
but
and they want the same amount for the ticket price. But go ahead.
But let me ask you this. So my question is this: if you want to say it's 90% here in the WNBA, and I'm going to accept that, but we got women's leagues all over the world. Agree?
Agreed.
You agree with that, right, Dr. Hood?
Yeah.
And they're far more successful. What if those leagues also have the same? I'm not going to say 90%. Maybe they got, because, in certain countries, if they do have 90%, they're going to be more secretive about it, depending on what country you in. But you got to I'm going to say most of those leagues are more than half of the alphabet community, but yet those leagues still thrive. Because
I wouldn't say that, though. See, I wouldn't say that.
But the bottom line is, Brittney's been going to Russia. Brittney's in jail now in Russia. She's been going to Russia for the past several years, and they talk about all these WNBA players. When the season ends, they don't stop playing like the NBA players. They all have to go overseas to make money to supplement their income, because they can't sell fucking insurance and whatever the fuck else they went to school for. They go and they keep her. I gotta go to China. So if she over there with a Chinese girlfriend, or Israel, or Russia, or Germany, or wherever else, so they're playing in those leagues. I'm thinking that
Rico, that doesn't even make sense though.
Those countries got that community too. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's like the WNBA.
Right. I don't know if it's again.
And this is probably the first time you guys heard this, and now it's about to come to your attention now.
So all I'm saying is that I'm not even. I'm gonna set aside if they got 90%, 60%, 30%, 40%. All I'm saying is their league, the Russian women's basketball league, is more successful than the WNBA. Or the Israel women's basketball league.
I wouldn't say that. I think Brittney Griner is making a significant amount more than the other girls on the team.
Sure, but I'm saying, but
we
the
looked at the average salary.
But the league has to be making it for them to. What I'm saying is, if whatever Brittney Griner's making in the WNBA, she makes. Because I saw a story on it, and I'm going to try to find it, where they were talking about the women athletes was going overseas because they make more money overseas than they do in the U.S. That's my problem.
But so in the U.S., you have the greatest league. You have the greatest basketball league in the world. So they're competing. When you go to Israel, you don't have nothing that compares to the NBA.
But the bottom line is, my question is, why do they pay you more? It's my question.
Because that particular league is going to be bigger of a magnitude than the WNBA here, because the WNBA is standing right next to the NBA.
Right. So why is that league bigger? But
because when you're over there, you don't have to stand next to the NBA.
But Dr. Hood, the reason why that league is bigger is because it's better supported. That's all I'm trying to say. Is that yes, if a woman goes to play in Israel,
well, you take the NBA out right now, and the WNBA stocks go through the roof.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. I ain't trying to say anything else.
Right, and that's the same thing. If over there, they don't have to have that equation.
Thank
that's maybe why
their
it's
best
slightly
basketball
bigger.
might be women's basketball.
So let me throw something in there too, gentlemen.
It's gonna make sense.
Y'all see what y'all. It makes sense, but hold on. Now, in other places here in America, the alphabet community has a stronghold on the WNBA. They have a very strong hold on it, and so many things that could be done to make the WNBA more inviting to men. The alphabet community is going to put the kibosh on that, right? We don't want no cheerleaders out here. We don't want, we don't want nothing, unless they're here for us, right? You know what I'm saying? So the alphabet community has a really tight grip on the WNBA in America. I don't think they have that same grip overseas, because men can still go out there and see women, and in those particular places, the men will feel like they're still women, even though they're playing ball. They're still women, and they still look at them as women, as far as being sexualized. They still are a little bit sexualized, whereas here in the WNBA, that's not going to happen. The alphabet community has too tight of a grip on the WNBA to let the sexualization of the athletes happen, right? So that is unfortunate for that league, because it will expand faster. Now, I think it's going to expand but it's going to be very small steps before it expands to the point where they can start, and I don't think they're ever going to start commanding $40 million salaries, but they will get to a point where at least $1 million, $2 million here or there, right? But it's all going to have to be based on the income they bring in. That's why my first question to you, Rico, was, okay, I agree that they're going to grow. They're going to continue to grow at a small pace, but they want the money now. They want Steph Curry contracts like now. They want LeBron contracts now. Where are they going to where's the WNBA going to get that money? They lose $12 million a year.
Clarence, stop pushing that narrative, because they're not asking for that level of unreasonable.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Let me finish. I don't even think that the male league is deserving of it.
You made me do this, Rico, but okay. Go ahead.
The male league's not even deserving of it. But the bottom line is, a nigga gonna take whatever you give him. So the bottom line is so are we sitting there saying that, okay, they should ask for? We know they're asking for more. The males are asking for more than what they deserve.
How can you say that? If the organization is making
because that's
billions.
The art of negotiation. New growth. The art of negotiation is to ask for everything and settle for what you can get.
Yes,
so you don't go in and say, well, just give me this because this is all I think I deserve. No, you gonna say,
but
give
the art
me
of negotiation is
and I want to see what you're gonna give me.
But the art of negotiation is being realistic. I can't go in there and compare myself to Allen Iverson if I just came straight out of the B League and say I want the average Allison.
But New Growth, that's a very good negotiation. Because to be honest with you, if I go into negotiation, I'm gonna compare myself to George Washington. Fuck no, I know I don't compare to him. I want to see what you think. It doesn't mean I believe that. It doesn't mean I believe that or I think I'm worthy of it. But however, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, okay, I'm going to compare myself to Bobo the drunk down the street just because.
No, but I thought it's your numbers, the things you brought to the table. Like if I had the numbers of Allen Iverson, I might not have been popular, but I had the numbers in my rookie year and all of these things.
When you talk about numbers, you're looking at it again from a male perspective. Again, because as a male basketball aficionado, right? That's the first thing we do. We talk about, oh, what's the stats? What's the numbers? This or whatever. And I told you guys coming into this conversation that women don't look at sports the same thing. They don't even.
The women athletes do. The women athletes do. The women athletes have actually said.
Okay, y'all.
Brittney, what's her name? Said she was better than DeMarcus Cousins.
Let's look at this video and see what this WNBA player has to say about the pay gap between the WNBA and the NBA.
Listen up, Ric Flair.
Go ahead. You're a piece of work, young man. You're a piece of work.
President of the WNBA Players Association. Now that's important. Now, all right, let's jump right in on what I mentioned her, Liz Cambage, who plays for the Wings, said last night after the game. All right, I think we have those quotes here because she said that her WNBA career going forward, she doesn't know if she's going to come back. She said, I've said this many times. The WNBA doesn't pay my bills. Playing here doesn't pay my bills. We make more money overseas. I'm ready to have next summer off and focus on getting a European contract where it's 10 seasons here worth the pay. All right, now you are the VP of the WNBA Players Association, and you guys have until October 31st to opt out of the CBA that you agreed upon with the league. Like,
you want to pause? Okay, the European pay is worth 10 seasons.
I will buy her a ticket to Europe now and the rest of them to get that boring stuff on TV.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You heard her say it. You heard her say it. 10 to 1.
I heard her embellish.
So again, I'm not saying Brittney was innocent. I'm just saying, as I understand the circumstances that would make me say, hey,
so you think
I gotta leave America and I gotta go. So you know what? Uncle Rico would be over there shaking that fat belly on the streets, doing whatever I gotta do to get that 10-to-1 income. If y'all fucking me here in the States.
We apologize for what you just witnessed, everybody. We apologize.
Come on, new bro.
Hold us against us that you saw Rico shaking his belly, please.
That's all I'm saying. That's thank you, bro, Clarence. Thank you.
Let the video rock.
Okay, let's finish the video, y'all.
You hear what Liz is saying about pay. What are the players talking about as it comes to this October 31st deadline?
About 10 hours ago, I was actually having dinner post-game with Liz, and she was sort of alluding to some of these ideas. But people don't realize she's obviously an Australian national, so the WNBA is not necessarily her home like it is for us. But I think the idea is that the WNBA is the best women's basketball league in the world. Everyone wants to compare it to the NBA, but it's a league that stands on its own. But we're not compensated like the best women's basketball league in the world. There's China, there's Russia.
Okay. Shout out to Patrice. Patrice, you here?
I'm here, brothers. How y'all doing?
Hey. All right, hold on, Patrice.
Good evening, sister. Good evening.
Peace.
Hey,
good evening.
Okay. Now, y'all heard the sister say that the WNBA stands alone. Now, she should know better than to say something like that because
she's talking bullshit.
Rico, let her borrow your cap.
Beginning, right? Right.
Good piece of work, young man.
The NBA has been supporting the WNBA since the beginning. So they're not bringing in. See, and the thing is, it's hard to sell these major TV contracts when you have empty stands. That is the problem. That's a major problem with the WNBA. So how can you ask for, even if you want what the Chinese leagues are making or the other leagues are making? You got to bring that in, right? You got to bring that in so that you can be at the same pay level, right? But like I said, in America, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the alphabet community has such a hold on the WNBA till that men, they turn men off because of the way it's structured. And so men don't want to watch it. And if men don't want to be involved with it, a lot of times women just say, well, you know what, we're definitely not involved with it because most women want to see men sweating and bumping and grinding against each other. They don't want to see women sweating. Most women. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Well, first of all, before I let you animals talk, let me not all of y'all animals. I'm talking about Rico. All right. So anyway, before I let y'all talk, let me let Patrice. We got a lady in the room. Let's let her say her piece. What's going on, Patrice? What do you think?
Can I just say, can a sister get a shout out for her birthday today? Can I just say that?
Oh, shit.
What? It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Slow up.
Who got a birthday?
Happy
Somebody right here has birthday
to you. Happy birthday. No, I'm sorry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I'm doing a one-hand Rico dance.
That's what it is, man. That's what
you deserve it, sister. You deserve
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love.
Many, 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 many more.
Many, many more.
I'm going to steal that soundbite, Rico. I like that.
I appreciate it.
You know I'm going to clip that, him singing Happy Birthday to Patrice. I'm going to clip that. Definitely, for sure.
Every time it's somebody's birthday, you got to play that right there.
I know the rest of it. Don't make me sing the whole song.
Oh, man, please.
Listen, I'm going to say this, right? And I might not be too popular for saying this, right? Because I'm a woman, right? And I know a majority of the time. And I'm all for the WNBA, Brittney Griner, and what's happening to her. I think she's getting a raw deal over there. But we all know, like you guys said, it is a political pawn that they're using her, right? On the hand of the sports part of it. If the women that cry for all this women liberation, this whole equal this and equal that, why aren't these same women supporting the WNBA better than what they're doing?
Good question.
I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I've been here and I've seen them play a few times, and I'm not even that big on sports, right? Before I even know about her and her situation, I go because I get free tickets and stuff. So I just go, kill time and support. I actually met Cheryl Swoops and Marion Jones in person. We were all on a flight together on the way to Vegas. They was doing some kind of specialty game, and I got invited to that game and got free tickets. But this whole women's movement, this whole feminist movement, this whole liberation of women movement, why aren't women showing up more to support women? These are the same women that ask for these same things, right? And I think we have to be real about that to a certain extent. Do they deserve more money? I will say yes, that they do. I'm not saying that they will deserve equal to the men because of everything that comes with the NBA, right? And like you said, the support, there's a certain air about the WNBA that the NBA league tends to steer away from. And I believe it does have to do with this whole, they kind of want to stand alone when it comes to certain things, right? So in all fairness, I would say if they really, all these feminist movement and liberation and these wanted to fight for all of this, why aren't they showing up and supporting these WNBA players more than like they should?
You said it yourself, sister.
I may be unpopular for saying this, but it's just the truth. It's kind of like a double standard when it comes to the women, right? So listen, I'm just saying, as a person, and I'm not even a fan of either, right? I've been to a couple of Bulls games back in the day when I was at home in Chicago and everything like that, and I'm not a fan of sports like that in general, but I will go support. But yeah, I'm just saying, why ain't more women up in them stands, up supporting these women more, like they should be? That's all I'm gonna say to that. I do believe the sister getting a raw deal. She did commit a crime, and they are using her as a pawn. I think that the punishment is harsh, and I also think that the leverage that they're trying to use, wanting to trade the worst of the worst American enemy that we have over here and wanting to trade her. I don't think it's a fair trade when it comes to that. But I believe that definitely the sister do deserve, she deserves some leniency. Biden is out there barking, all bark and no bite. When she wrote the letter saying, hey, look, like I voted for you. He talked all this stuff about what he was going to do for our people. But look when it comes to the leverage that he's trying to pull when it comes to this young lady who vote for him, who wrote him a letter. You think just because you say, oh, Putin they better let her go, that it's going to happen? No, it ain't going to happen like that. So what other leverage you got? We got the worst of the worst of their people over here locked up in jail. This man, I forget his name, he did some horrible things. Is that a fair leverage to lever Brittney with her? No, I don't think so. And I'm not saying that the sister don't deserve to be free, but we have to be careful about how we leverage our people when it comes to things like that, because it'll make America look weak. That's all I'm saying. And they will start, and they already think we punks. They already think we the weakest link as it is. And if we don't be careful in how we strategize when we make these type of negotiations, it's just going to make us look even more weaker, in my humble opinion. But I do hope that that she gets some kind of more fairness. I believe it's harsh, very harsh, the treatment. But again, they're using this sister as a pawn. And as much as Biden wrote that letter and talking about let her come home to her spouse and this and that, you got to realize over there, they not too crazy about that community over there. People in that community where she come from, and it's no shade to them, but it's just the honest to God truth.
And that's my question.
And that's even more leverage that they are using, against us.
That's my question. Are we held reliable? Because who's our alliance to? Is it the Black community or the LGBT community? We don't have to fight for everybody. She made an alliance with the LGBT community out there fighting tooth and nail. Just because your skin color is the same as mine, and you make decisions. So we don't have to automatically galvanize as a Black people and say, hey, let's fight for our sister. No, the sister made her allowance in her own community. Let them fight. And if they need our assistance, so be it.
The problem over there, New Growth, is they don't have a leg to stand on over there. Over here, they got a lot of sympathy. They get a lot of sympathy.
Again, it's because I said how they viewed over there. They don't play that over there. They don't rock, they whole ideology and stuff is not in right. They not crazy about that people from that community. I'm just gonna say that.
In the same note, they're not crazy about us either.
But New Grove, let me be honest with you here, okay?
Mm-hmm. All right.
If you think for 1 second Putin give a fuck about anybody Black in America, you crazy.
Exactly.
He wouldn't give a shit.
Well, yeah, it's that part too. Black, and then the other part. She got two strikes against her already. She got 2 strikes.
Is whether we raise up for her or not, Putin ain't gonna care. That is the black community being outraged is only going to affect the people here in America.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to affect the people in Russia.
Exactly. Just like the LGBT community, right?
Right. So the whole thing is most of the pressure is being put on the current administration, the Biden administration, to do something about it.
By whom?
Over there in Russia, shit.
Yeah, we're not talking. Let's erase Putin. I'm just talking about us here. That's what I was saying. Right. So is it our responsibility or is it the LGBT?
It's not our response. It's never
that she made her alliance to.
Listen, it's never our responsibility. But we do have to say, if we fall back and say we don't give a shit about Brittney and she is Black, then the next time what we're saying is, what we're telling the current administration here is that if we don't care about Brittney because she's gay, and she's said, because I agree with some of her statements about America, and I'm not gay, but if we don't stand for her, and I'm not saying we should, because she's gay, then what happens the next time they grab a straight Black person and lock up?
Listen,
that's for a crime, though. You in Moscow, though. They got a zero tolerance.
Right. But so I'm saying is, she's a gay Black person that's in jail.
Right.
What if all of a sudden the next guy or girl's not gay, they're heterosexual,
and the next person is going to get cooked the same way,
and we fight for them because they have an alliance with us. It teaches the next Brittney Griner. Listen, it teaches the next Brittney Griner, hey, I have to choose carefully.
Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is what we've sent a message to the current administration is, because I'm Joe Biden. Oh, you ain't giving shit about the last nigga. Why you care about this one? Because I don't care about the fact that she was gay.
But that's when we make a point.
Care. But I'm a white guy, and I'm like, you didn't care about the last Black person. So now that it's a straight Black person, I'm not gonna get extra excited because you didn't care about the last.
See, but that's our problem right
She
there.
broke the
That's
law,
all I'm
though.
saying.
She
That's
broke
what
the
I'm
law,
saying.
y'all.
But yeah, exactly. She broke the law. So
She
that
broke the
is
law.
yeah, and they are punishing her to the fullest extent of
That
the
would have
law
happened to
with
anybody
the
on this
sentencing.
panel.
So if a
I
straight
believe
black person does the same
I
thing,
believe it would have happened to a heterosexual black
right.
male or
That's all I'm
female.
saying.
I really
Yes.
do. But I'm
That's
just
it.
saying she has a double whammy against her
Right.
because
Thank
for number one, she's black before she's anything. When she came out of her mother's womb, she was black.
We know this. We know this. That's undeniable.
Second is because they don't cater to that community. They don't tend to rock with. Y'all see how they were treating the black Africans that was over there doing
We're not
doing the war
talking
independence.
about them though. We're not talking about them.
No,
We're talking
I'm
about
just saying. Right, no, I'm saying
here.
us people, period, because of the color of our skin. But Americans and the whole stain that they have for us as Americans, all of us. So she got 3 strikes. She's black, she's an American, and she's from that community. She got all of those strikes against
She got
her.
4 strikes because they got a 99.9% conviction rate. So,
conviction rate, absolutely.
I don't think we're putting enough on there. They don't tolerate crime like America tolerates crime and stuff. You know, all this that we do, everybody get to run around and do this. They don't tolerate that over there.
Right. Absolutely.
I think y'all missing my point because
I'm not missing your point. I hear what you're saying. Go ahead though.
I'm not saying that I'm not talking about Russia. I'm talking about us galvanizing as a people and doing what we can here to maybe have Biden and administration do more to fight. But are we going to do that to everybody who now in the situation of hurt? Like OJ Simpson is another one. I'm in a position of hurt. I'm black. I need my black community. But all this time you separated yourself from us. We have to stop being expendable and used by everybody. And then all of a sudden you make your choice. If she made her alliance with the elk, I've heard her speak often in negative things about the black community and positive things. You made your alliance. That's who you with. Let them fight. Let them fight because we have other people out here dying and other things we can't spread ourselves thin for everybody because now the last option, come and help me. You made your bed, you gotta lay in it. But like y'all right, the laws over there, the laws over there.
Yeah, and they already got a petition and things going. So through Change, I think change.org for her. So, but it's it's a slow moving pace.
Let me ask you a question. This is for everybody on the panel. Now, do you think that it was a situation where she should have been more aware of the current events and knowing that Russia was probably not a good place to go in a time in a quasi war time? I mean,
of course, but she did it for the money because they make more money over there, right?
That's what I kept saying.
Exactly. Okay, so she did it for the money. Okay, so my point being is, if she did it for the money, then can we really say it's Biden's fault that she's not home? I mean, she's the one that went over there.
Biden. I'm blaming society because we don't do enough to support our female athletes so they don't have to go overseas.
Rico. Come on, Rico.
If this was a guy, people would not be trying to protect him.
Where are we going to get this money from? Okay,
man,
you want to pay them more? You want to pay them more?
We spend more money on.
Wait, he's in the top 10% of earners in the United States.
That had narcotics. She got possession of narcotics and smuggling. If that was a guy, I don't think we'll be having this same conversation.
Rico, she makes over $100,000 a year. The average WNBA player, that's in the top percentile in the country. Yes, over 200,000. So what do you mean she can't support her lifestyle? Stop making excuses for greedy people. That's the goddamn
ball boy in the NBA, but
who cares? The ball boy ain't going over to Europe to carry balls in there because they can get more money.
He would if he could make 10 times. Look. No. But you heard the clip, right? So she made $200,000 here, and what was the clip? go overseas and they make 10 times. So that means she went overseas to Russia. Let me finish, Negro.
Go ahead.
She made over $2 million.
But you just in that same sentence said it was a cap.
Excuse me.
You told another lie.
Excuse me. What did your clip say, Clarence?
They said that the NBA, that the WNBA stood on their own. That was a lie. Yeah. So why the other one couldn't been a lie?
No.
I need proof that they make 10 times as much.
The question in the interview, she asked the president of the WNBA, why is it that players leave your league to go overseas to make 10 times the amount of what they make in the WNBA? And her argument was the WNBA is a league of prestige, so we don't pay. Everybody wants to play here because it has the best talent. Agreed. But it ain't the best pay. So they go. So excuse me. You replay the clip, Clarence.
But why? I'm asking is how could that not been an embellishment on her part 10 times? We have to look at that because they also told an embellishment that they stood alone. Right?
Why is it not an embellishment?
It could be a lie. Why are you taking that as the truth?
It's not a lie because the data has supported it.
That's why I want to see the data.
Okay, the data has supported
10 times as much.
Years. And not only does it support it for the WNBA, it also supports it for the players who leave the NBA, right? Because you know the NBA has what they call a G League, right?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you one of the greatest players that played in the NBA when he left. He didn't go to the G League. He went to China because he makes more money.
Stephon Marbury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The G League ain't gonna pay him what that Chinese basketball league will pay. Or they go to Israel. So even the men do it. The men do it.
Yeah, I get that, Rico. I get that. But I see where the growth is going. But I get that. But still,
I'm saying the data and the stats and the facts are there. So we cannot sit there and say, oh, well, what? Because they pay more.
Then why play in the WNBA at all?
Remember this. We talked about what the WNBA look like. Go to a G League game. The stands look the same. Go see the Idaho Lakers or whatever. The stands look the same. And those are men.
On the court, Rico.
No, Clarence.
But
Clarence, that is a men's sport. That is men basketball. That is the double AAA to the NBA. And you go to the G League game or go to Vegas, the Summer League, the shit looks the same.
Can I ask you a question about that? Are they begging in the G League saying I need to get paid as much as the NBA players?
They're begging to get into
No. Exactly. The NBA does not have a gender bias. If a woman is good enough, she can play in the NBA. You know that, right?
But we can't do that. But come on,
we gonna keep it real.
It's not a mixed league. That's all I'm saying.
Because they're not good enough yet.
Oh,
as Clarence said, they're not good enough yet.
I can't win with you, sir. I know that you're not going to get. And I get it. The G League is a pipeline into the NBA, so they're not going to beg to get. They're going to beg. The G League players are begging to get in the NBA. That's when they'll get their bag. The WNBA, there's nowhere else for them to go. There's nowhere else for them to go. When those ladies get to the WNBA,
they have a development league too.
They have a development
league too. They have a development league.
No, there's nowhere higher than the WNBA.
But the WNBA can become popular with super athletes. Like they said, tennis would never get to the point where Serena and Sharapova would be making $3 million a game and be on the center court at night and at US Open. That was always a man thing. When I grew up, it was Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras. Serena changed the game. So if their game is not developing, if they still can come down and shoot back-to-back air balls, I'm not.
You had a couple. You had a couple females, Billie Jean King and Chris Everett. So you did.
But they weren't. Who was also with the alphabet community.
Yes, but that's one. That's one. They didn't dominate the game like Serena. They did not change the.
Well, of course not. No, absolutely.
Thank you. But
when she wore that cat suit, How many guys that was winning?
Well, Serena. This is the thing. Serena did for tennis what what's that lady name? What Shania Twain did for country music. She put sexy in it.
Right. And I'll be honest with you. What Serena did, though, what she did more so than anything else, she did for tennis the same thing that Tiger Woods did for golf.
Right.
She brought color into it, because prior to that, the last time there was a highly successful black woman tennis player, you got to go all the way back to what? Rudolph?
Wait a minute, Rico.
Yeah, what's her name? Wilma
Rudolph. No, it was one before.
Rico, don't. I don't want to. Wait.
Was it Althea Gibson? It might have been Althea Gibson.
That was.
I don't want to. Rico, don't discount her skill.
No, I'm not discounting her skill. I'm not.
You brought high level of skills to the game.
Clarence, I'm not discounting her skill. But even prior to that, when was the last time you saw a woman of color on the tennis tournament repeatedly? And that also, we can't act like,
no, I'm not.
We're not erasing that.
See, listen. I just don't want to say. Well, the reason why she was there because she was black. No,
I'm not saying that.
Good.
No,
and she was black.
She was there because she was good. Clarence. But the shocking thing, what blew it away, was the fact that she was black, because we wasn't supposed to be able to play that good. If Serena Williams was that good and white, it wouldn't have carried the same effect.
I disagree.
They expected bullshit.
I disagree. You know why I disagree, Clarence? It's because she literally, I don't know if y'all was familiar with female tennis.
Let me tell you why.
Rico, can you finish?
I don't know if y'all were familiar with female tennis, but they did not have the power and the agility game. Female tennis wasn't a power game. It was a back and forth volley game. When she came in there and she was hitting them 110-mile serves, that was something that only men could do. So she elevated the game. She had the total package. But that ability, I don't care if it was a white woman, when they can come in the game and bring the athleticism to that level, is something that you can't deny.
If it was somebody white, it wouldn't made it there. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna fuck with your head. And Dr. Hood, we're gonna let you in after this. Good. I don't want you to sit there and feel pushed out. But here's the thing: is I look at it like, if you want to sit there and say you're a football fan, New Grove, you're a football fan, right?
Oh no, I love football.
And the only reason why I say that is because of the fact that I'll go back to, like, they do the same. This is the shit they do with white people. They take white people with no talent and try to make them celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Tim Tebow, motherfucker, never could throw the ball, but he got like 4 or 5 chances. You know what I'm saying? They do that shit repeatedly because there's an expectation that all the evidence show you that this motherfucker is no more of a quarterback than I am a fucking astronaut. All the evidence is there, but because he's white, there's a belief that he's supposed to have the intangible ability to do something. So when white people do something, white people are not shocked nor surprised or in awe. When somebody that looks like us succeed at it, they just can't believe it. Even though it's easy for us, it's never been hard for us. They have a hard time accepting it. So I definitely think Serena and Venus, and remember, it wasn't Serena, it was Venus that shook it up. Venus got to the center stage before Serena. She was kicking her ass. Remember? It wasn't Serena.
Yeah, Venus was. No. Listen. It was Venus first because she was older. She was already in the second breaking records. But Serena came in and surpassed and changed the game, and
Serena was the first of the two to win a major title.
Yes,
she was the first one to win a major title.
Bullshit. Venus won a title before.
No, she did. No, she did not a major title.
Let me look it up.
Ric Flair, look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. And if you're gonna apologize to me if I'm right,
I sure will.
Hey, old man in the hat. Hold on. We gotta let the birthday girl. She was talking, right? So I want her to finish what she was saying.
No, I was just saying, I understand, both points. I'm not taking nothing from the talent of these women that play for the WNBA, and I do think yes, they deserve some more money. I don't think they get paid enough to sustain where they wouldn't have to travel abroad to supplement their income, right? And I know some professional NBA players do it, but not as much as the WNBA do it, right? So I'm in support of her. But at the same time, we have to look at the reality of what it is and the reason why she's being used as a pawn, right? We know that there's a political game being played. I don't want us to get all fogged up in the other part of it, because that is more reason why she needs to be released, is because you're using the sister as a political pawn to play games with the United States. And we cannot afford to be shown any weaker than what we already are as a nation. That's all I want to say as far as in that point. Yeah, I hope that things work out for her and she be released. I think that that they went hard on her, but I'm not surprised because that's Russia. I wouldn't have expected anything different from them. But yeah, hopefully that there can be some type of negotiation made where she can be released. Do I think it's an equal leverage with her and the guy? No, because that guy is treacherous to things. So I think if we did trade them, we definitely look weaker. We got to come up with another way. But see, they know that they hold all the cards, meaning Russia right now.
But like
so we gotta play strategically. Is all I'm saying.
Like Clarence always says, she got her nigga wake up call.
New Grove, right? Let me say this.
That's what you got, right? Is this not true?
Got an American wake up call as well, New Grove, because she went over there into a place. Now, see, I understand needing money. I get that. You know, you say, Dan, you know, I got this house payment. We're fixing up the house or whatever, and I can just run over to Russia and get this money, easy money, right? 2 months. I could play for 2 months and make what I would have made in the whole WNBA season, right? Or 3 months, or whatever, over there, right? So they're gonna be like running to go get the money, but in a wartime situation, man, you got to be on your toes.
And the arrogance to take marijuana with him. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rico.
New Grove.
Yes, sir.
New Grove.
Yes.
I love you and I hate you, black ass. You was correct.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No. As far as winning a major, yes, that was Serena.
New Grove. Let him say it. Let him say it. So I can have it on tape. So you can say, I didn't say it, New Grove. No, go on.
You were correct, sir, and I was wrong.
Brother, I was a huge fan.
It was Serena in '99 that won it first. I thought.
Listen, we got to admit they made everybody that was black, male and female, start watching tennis, right? Yes. We were rooting for them from the time that they started making waves when they name and faces was in the limelight. We were rooting for them because it was absolutely a more predominant Caucasian dominated field, just as golf, just like we were rooting for Tiger. But we are the type of people that can dominate any sport that you bring our way, and that's what I love about us, is because we are built like that. We are built in that way. Our black men and our black women, we are built with that extra something that God blessed us with, that we have, that makes them, we keep them wondering, we keep them, and how they do that. Yeah, we got that. We got that sauce. So I'm proud to say that.
I just wanted to admit that I was wrong. Brother New Growth, thank you.
Again.
Thank you. I know you loving this shit. You ain't gonna let me forget it, but you.
No, it's all good.
Now you gotta go, y'all. Now you gotta go.
Yeah, no. But it's good because I was a big tennis fan. Actually, I was a big tennis player all the way through high school. I couldn't hit a tennis ball to save my life today, but I love playing tennis. I was a huge Arthur Ashe fan. I was a huge fan.
Yeah, me too.
I loved me some Arthur Ashe. You couldn't say shit about him. I'd fight your ass.
Yeah, I like Arthur Ashe too.
His whole story, his background, everything about him. Yeah. I wanted to be the next Arthur Ashe. And I followed a lot of tennis players for years after high school. So that's why I thought I knew more than what I did. And Brother
okay.
Newbrook had to come in and school my old ass.
It's the hat. That's all it is. It's the hat.
That's what it is.
All hat, no cattle. You right. Okay.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that wished me happy birthday on the panel and in the chat. I see it, bro. Vaughn. Everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You deserve
celebrate.
It, and to many, 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 many more. You blessed us. Thank you for blessing us with your presence on your birthday.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, somebody about to get turned up. Yeah. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, the joy.
We can't hear you, girl. You're muted.
I love y'all so much. I love y'all. I'm just chilling at home, about to have me a glass of wine and unwind. But I just want y'all to know that I love y'all so much and thank y'all for always showing me support and love and rocking with your girl, OG Patrice. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all.
No doubt. Spending your special day with us. Thank you.
Even when she cussing us out, right, Rico?
Yeah, it's good. I love this representation of how we can show that. Look, some of those, and me apologizing and everything else. Just being corrected and celebrating and spending our time. Let's get Dr. Hood in here so I can shut up and exit. Go ahead, Dr. Hood. Don't talk too much.
Now I like listening to y'all, rather if I'm just in the chat or if I'm on the panel. It's always a pleasure. No, I just think this is, I don't want us to forget, this isn't about her having the choice to play overseas at any team that she wants to play for. This is about a woman that went into probably one of the stiffest systems when it comes to criminality and and she got dealt a bad hand. Now, as far as the WNBA, we already established that it hasn't been around very long. We already established that a lot of the I don't know if Magic Johnson was even making $235,000, back then, was he?
Annually?
When he first came in the league.
I think he signed a $1 million contract when he came to the Lakers.
First $1 million contract.
Yeah.
Okay. For probably how many years? Or
I think it was 1 year. I think it was 1 year.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and rest in peace to Bill Russell.
Oh yeah, dollar bill.
Yeah. Then in the NFL, they do things like you said. They draft certain kind of people that they want to be the poster guys of the league. Sometimes it's not about talent. You've seen what they did with Kaepernick. The NFL, they do a good job at staying away from the political issues because of business and growth. I think women, they tend to like whatever sports the men like,
Right.
There wasn't just a bunch of females watching football back in the day when the Chicago Bears used to play and the score was 3-6. They wasn't doing that. But what the NFL did is they changed the way the game was played and they made it more exciting to where you score way more points. So when you score more points, that it makes the game more exciting. More women will want to be in the building, So they did things like that. The WNBA, just the whole atmosphere. Like when I go to the games, they don't really have that atmosphere. There's not. I mean, yeah, they sisters and they beautiful sisters and everything, but I don't think the league does, for me, a good enough job of like.
But see, if you, Dr. Hood, if you focused on that, see, the thing is, you have a dichotomy there. You have the players who want to be taken as athletes. They want to be taken as athletes. They don't want to have to be, thought of as with their beauty. They want to be taken as athletes. And then you have the alphabet community that wants them to just be not looked at as that as well. Then you have the NBA who could market them better if that's what they could use that angle to market them, they can market them better. But the alphabet community won't allow that to happen.
Well, why do they have cheerleaders then? If you just,
and I don't understand.
If we're not supposed to be at the game
looking
looking at nobody in that way, then why are the cheerleaders?
Who you talking about? The NBA?
No.
He was talking about the WNBA.
The WNBA or the NBA?
Well, I'm just a game of the sport. This is all about a show. The game is to be played, and it's supposed to be a show. Like you go there, there's music, you got people throwing T-shirts in the stands, running around on a trampoline, and it's a show.
And you know what? Who changed that? That was the Showtime.
So how are you going to make the show better?
The Showtime Lakers really.
Right, and then because it makes me wonder why they don't get some endorsements. I rarely see them on commercials talking about the WNBA, women from the W. Like what's up with that? It's almost like the league is not putting that much into them either as a league.
Right into them. I think it's just we missing the point that they're just not that entertaining at this moment. It's because before Lakers and Magic and they had the Showtime Lakers and Jerry Buss was the first one to bring the cheerleaders and the Laker girls and all. He had the club, so he made it on a whole nother level of entertainment.
He set the stars down in front,
right?
Yeah.
So
the WNBA need to get some Chippendale guys. Then I guess, maybe that'll draw the women to come to the doggone games and support them. Like I'm telling you, they not there. They not there.
Or a 6'9" point guard that can run that thing like he 5'11". It still has to do with the ability to perform on the court. What Magic and Worthy and them were doing was unbelievable at that time. The basketball game wasn't played like that. So until the women play the game at a phenomenal level, they don't have to play it just like the men. But if they play it a different way, like I said, with Serena and Venus changing the game, like Allen Iverson was another who came into the league and changed the game, the fashion, the whole. So there's nothing that they're doing that's really standing out.
Okay, so what about people like Candace Parker and Cheryl Swart? You don't think that? Well, they were great athletes. They were great athletes, but go ahead.
No, they were great athletes like Lisa Leslie. What was Reggie Miller's sister? She was like one of the best. There was no WNBA back then.
Cheryl Miller,
right? But can they come down and dunk it and throw it in the alley-oop and have the? It's like that's what we're excited to. That's what we wait for. But the game is played very rudimental in the WNBA. It's kind of like up and down. It's kind of like watching, your daughter's basketball game. I know disrespect.
X and O's.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. I'm paying $60 for a ticket, $30 for popcorn and concessions, and then it's like, they have to find something.
Go ahead. I was talking to somebody in the chat. I was talking to Big Mike in the chat.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, big birthday girl.
He said, I think if the WNBA wasn't run by the LGBT, I don't know if they run by the LGBT, but definitely they have a strong grip on how.
Yeah, they got a grip on it. It's hurting. It's hurting the sales.
I think so. See, the whole point is you can't market them to the men crowd because. Like I said, men.
Well, they should be dating. They should be dating them. That's the NBA players. WNBA ladies should be dating NBA players.
I don't know. Maybe
it'll boost. It'll boost the popularity. Yeah, you might not like it. You might not find those women attractive for some reason. But
Doc, come on now. I mean, most of the WNBA. Would you date most of the? And no disrespect, but would you date most of the WNBA?
Would I date most of the WNBA?
Yeah. Would you consider most of those athletes dateable as far as you found them feminine and attractive? Would you date them?
Well, that's what they need to work on. They got to work on that. That's what they got to do. That's what Kevin Samuels been talking about the whole time,
I mean, but a athlete, because here's where I'm coming to. An NBA athlete that's making an NBA athlete, I think the minimum salary is what, $4 million. The minimum salary, okay, so $2 million or something like that, right? So if somebody's making that kind of money, they got many more options than the sisters that's out there.
Yeah, but it's not a specimen like that. See, they're thinking with the wrong head. You know what I'm saying? Like, the little tiny 5'3" little Instagram model. You know, your kid's probably not gonna know how to play a lick of basketball. He's not gonna be athletic. You feel me? Kevin Durant's mom isn't she didn't win the beauty pageant.
Most of these men are looking for, they don't want to be with another basketball player.
Right.
I mean, you kind of get what I'm saying. They're gonna look at that person as another basketball player and not as a
just celebrities, period. Like right now, they're doing more same sex type of deal, and it's shooting them down. Like, okay, so not a basketball player, but maybe a big old football player, or you know, somebody a different type of celebrity thing. I think it'd be better because that's what they're doing right now. They're making the NBA players intertwine with the WNBA. Like they're showing up at the games. They're really acting like they're really interested in what it is, and all they're doing is just growing the league with that.
And I get what you're saying, because it's like how FloJo changed the game with her femininity and sex appeal in track, right? Like when FloJo came on the scene, them costumes, the nails, the makeup, the hair,
what do we want?
And always was feminine and
now,
killing the game.
If we see that, then men will come. Men will come.
Yes.
And if men like it, women like it. Women just want to be with their jersey on. They don't even know if it's around or not. They just want to be there, and because men are there, you know. So if they don't do that, if it's not going to be appealing, like I said, I still watch it because I like how strategic it is. I watch college basketball also, women's, you know.
Shaq
I watch a lot of sports.
Lowering the rim, and they got highly offended when he said, you know, lower the rim from the NBA level, and they got highly offended by that. They already played with a smaller basketball, but they got super offended when he said lower the rim because it could enhance the ability of dunks and alley-oops and things of that nature. But they have to give a little. They can't.
Is the rim equal to the NBA? Is it the same?
It's the same height.
Okay.
So it's a lot of things they have to work on.
Suggestion to lower it, Patrice. That's what he's talking about.
And they just was like, no, that's an insult. But you can't do what LeBron is jumping damn near over top of the touch of the top of the backboard. And it's like, I can't pay $100 to see that, then take my daughters and pay $80 to see somebody who can't do those things. It's just it doesn't add up. I would love to see them before the NBA game so they can share like an undercard. Like they play a little earlier or something like that, or after the game. Like JV, remember how JV used to play in high school? JV would play before them. But they don't want that. They don't want that.
Okay, so let me ask y'all a question, because I never got to ask it fully because of Rico. So my question is, where are we gonna get this money to pay? I mean, in time, maybe their salaries will improve because they will be bringing in the money. But at this point, they're not bringing in the money. So how are we supposed to close this gap when if we have to go
you can't just close gaps. See, I think that's the imaginary thing that we've been trying to do in America forever. You know, everybody's talking about closing this gap, they're just not bringing in the revenue.
Exactly.
It don't have nothing and as long as they're not gonna close the gap in the
nobody's wearing jerseys. You know that's revenue. Right. Nobody's wearing the storm hat and the hats and jackets and stuff. Nobody's doing that. They don't have even back in the day when they had the NBA patches with all the teams. They don't have the jacket with all the WNBA team. Nobody's pushing that.
Right.
And that's on the commissioner. That's on these general managers. You know, the people that they run promotion and stuff.
You're right.
They're not doing that.
See, but their problem, Doc, is the problem is the alphabet community has such a strong hold on everything. They can't do anything. They can't. You know what I mean? Because they have to walk such a fine line with the alphabet community. They can't reach out to men.
Girls are quitting. You know, they're quitting. They're not even finishing basketball. They're quitting. Some of them, they just can't deal with that. Some of them give in. Some of them can't deal with that.
and or they make more money overseas. They just go overseas and play overseas, and they make more money.
And to be honest with y'all, this starts at a younger age. I mean, just all honesty, I had a cousin who was playing ball in high school, and they would go away, and them girl, she's part of the alphabet community. She was indoctrinated in that setting. So these things is beyond before they even get to the WNBA. It's an
AAU.
Yeah, it's
girls hugging, and you know that's what they're doing.
And the weekend trips when they go out on the little things and they experimenting. So
I get you.
Because they don't get the same type of affection like a guy who plays varsity basketball. He gets all the ladies. The girl who plays varsity basketball, she doesn't necessarily attract all the fellas, right?
Right.
So,
right.
It's deep. It's deep.
But the whole thing is that the alphabet community is stopping that business from growing, and they know it. They mean the NBA and the WNBA. They know that, but they can't do anything about it. They're trapped. They can't do.
Well, they're supporting. They're supporting, but they can only be so big with that community. It's only, 10% or 7% or something. It's not like a big, large majority of them.
Yeah, but enough of them, Doc, out there, and they are the face of that organization, and they have a 1 foot in this organization, the WNBA, and they got 1 foot in the alphabet community. So so enough of them have represented the alphabet community to where most people look at this league as an alphabet league, right? And most of us that are sports fanatics, we just fans of sports. We don't care about that part of it. We just want to see a good product, right? We want to see something good on the court. But here's where it hurts them. It hurts them when they start trying to grow the league because you can't get men involved. See, men want to see aggression in men. We want to see aggression in men. Men don't want to see aggression in women. And
but men won't mind seeing a bunch of beautiful women running around the court.
Yeah, but as long as
they want to see the aggression, but they still want to see the femininity with it. Now it'll be different. It'll be different.
Skylar Diggins,
and it would be a difference if they were in a ring of mud fighting, right? That'll be different, right? In their underwear. Now men will be interested.
Exactly, right? Because
Candace Parker, I didn't know that she was married to the one guy.
Here, and you guys can all tell me, whenever you saw girls fighting, what was the one thing you was waiting for? That bra to come pop.
You already know.
Coming out, right?
You already know.
Hey, that's what we was waiting for. It wasn't the fight so much. It was what's gonna happen and when is somebody gonna grab one of those, mommy cups, right?
So, I don't know what you're talking about, Brother Clarence. I don't know what you.
I think Candace Parker is ridiculously beautiful.
Hey, I heard this from Dr. Hood, man. So don't blame me, bro. I heard this.
But y'all know it's a female football league, but they play and it's becoming very, very popular. They play in like these little skimpy broad. They have shoulder pads on and these little and they be
I saw that.
And, they had something back in the day. You guys, Dr. Hood and New Growth, you guys are too young for this. Even Patrice, you're too young for this, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. They had something called the roller derby, and what guys would watch.
Stop it! I remember roller derby.
Guys would watch the roller derby because of the women and what they was wearing. Even though they was hitting each other, they would fall like a girl. They would sound like a girl, right? It's not like the WNBA, huh, ha, huh, pop, 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 right? You don't hear that, right? You hear they would sound like a girl. They would fall. They would
I got it, bro. You would hear,
Well, even if the WNBA, and it ain't all about sex appeal, but I mean, I'm sure it's got something to do with.
But I mean,
football uniforms being so tight.
Using that angle, Doc, they could get more people in quicker. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's gonna grow.
Man, roller derby was so popular back in the day. I used to go with my uncle because I know that's why he was going. I used to go to that with my uncle, and I used to go to wrestling with my uncle.
There's another one. Even though they wrestle with each other, sometimes with them when they get caught up with the fellas, they would cry. I mean, it's some femininity mixed in. with the WNBA, they ain't even with female soccer, is femininity involved in that. But with the WNBA, because of the alphabet community, they kind of put the kibosh on anything that has that feminine vibe to it. They want no. We just as tough as the guys. Okay, so that's going to be a problem trying to get men to watch it. And if you ain't going to get men to watch it, women are not going to watch it.
It's not going to be successful.
Exactly. So that's the issue. This is my opinion. That's the issue that they're having. Now, how could they move forward? I think if they was to pick a Vaughn, you don't know nothing about the roller derby. If they was to pick some people, and like I said, this is just my opinion. Kobe Bryant started would have changed the game in that situation because she would have drawn more people to watch that league. That would have, in my opinion, that would have been a big boost to them getting more people to watch, because even guys would have went to watch her play. So now what they got to do is like the NBA did. See, NBA just was a mix of a whole bunch of good things happening all at the same time. You know, the brothers was allowed to come into the league. The TV, people watching TV became more and more popular. The TV contracts started coming. The advertisers started wanting to jump in there and get. So all of that stuff started happening all at the same time. And at the height of it, with about the 80s and the 90s, where the TV contracts were just coming in and salaries were exploding, then that all happened all at the same time, I think. But with the women's league, it's hard to sell TV contracts. It's hard to sell them because they don't even sell out their games, and most people don't do good in the ratings. So it's how do you get them to do it? You got to do like Dr. Buss did. Okay, can you have cheerleaders? No, the alphabet community is going to stop you from having cheerleaders. You're oppressing us. Okay, so the alphabet community is going to, and the feminists are going to stop you from having the cheerleaders. Now what can you do? Okay, can you have like the stars come down? Well, why are the stars going to come to your games if they're empty? Stars want to come to games where everybody's all over the place, it's crazy, and they're going to be sat right down in the front row. Now, almost anybody can sit in the front row of a WNBA game. No disrespect. I'm just saying what it is.
But Sister OG Patrice gave a great example. Maybe if they try to cater to the women, because that's maybe have some male dancers, right? So maybe that will silence the feminists to a certain degree.
Feminists would never allow that to happen, and the alphabet community would never allow that to happen. The only way they're gonna let that happen is if it's like some Big Frida type stuff. That's the only way they're gonna let that happen. And once you start letting that element in there, you can forget even thinking about having a man go in there. That's done. They are done once you have that happen. That is a death right
Good
there. Right? So how can they do it?
And the way they can make the game better, because I was just thinking about the NBA. Steph Curry literally changed the game. He's not a dunker. He's not a big athletic guy, but he shoots at such a high level, and he's just so proficient in what he does. That's something that women can actually do. Like shoot that ball like him, and these guys are shooting the ball now. Like with such, I think when I watch Steph Curry, it's just wow. When is he gonna miss? It's not about a dunk. It's not about anything like that, because he's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest. So a lot of women, it's just going to have to take somebody that's going to have to come in there. Because if you think about tennis was very feminist, LBGT too. Arantxa Sanchez, they were dressing like men with button-up shirts and all.
Right, exactly.
Serena came out. I mean, I think Serena came out with a cat suit. But that changed the game. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that cat suit, boy, had him up in arms.
Yeah.
But that shape she got, that cat suit had him up in arms.
And she was dominating. And she was dominating.
That part too, and she was a black female.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. See, what can we do? Because whenever somebody says that and they say, well, let's say this, they say, well, the WNBA players are not getting paid what they should be getting paid. They probably aren't. And because I think that teachers should be getting paid way more money.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. But
absolutely.
they're not getting paid what they should be getting paid. But the NBA can justify these salaries because of the TV contracts for the men, and then on their own they can go out and get endorsements, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get endorsements when the face of your community is the alphabet community. It's hard to get endorsements on a large scale endorsements that, you know, $1 million endorsements. It's hard. You might can get some local, you know, like a car dealership or some local stuff like that, which probably some of them do get. But the landscape is not big enough when it may not be the what do you call it, all the way, but it definitely the facade or the face of the organization is the alphabet community.
Right.
A lot of people say, well, you know what? That's a small group to do business with. I'd rather do business with a bigger group, so let me stay away from that.
You know, and how can you justify a pay increase when your boss can just come, hey, we lost over $30 million on y'all? How can you justify saying we need more money if they can show you the numbers? Hey, this is what the revenue is bringing in. This is how much money we've lost with you. You're just happy to be there.
You got it. See, this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. And you know how some women think, not all, Patrice, some women think this way, where there's unlimited, resource to get this money from. They figure, hey, y'all making a couple billion a year, y'all got it. You come up off of the money. Now, the problem is, but your league is not producing this money. This is basically a gift, right? We're giving you a gift every year, right? Are you going to even pay this money back? No. Every year the NBA gets to write that money off, right? But I'm saying you're not even going to pay this money back, but now you want us to give you more money and more money and more money. See, that's the thing, is how do you advance this cause? How do you advance this cause in the present condition? I don't think you're gonna be able to do it to where they're gonna be able to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna make at least $2 or $3 million. Let's say the minimum NBA salary, $2 or $3 million a year. That we make that the minimum for the WNBA. How's that possible without adding some other elements to it? I just don't see how. The mathematics, this doesn't make sense to me unless they're willing to feminize some of the issues of it. And how are they going to do that with the feminists there? Just doesn't make sense. Now, let's get back to Brittney Griner. Now, she's over here in Russia, right? And she got 9-year sentence, right? They've already started to appeal her sentence, right? Why would she, and we know she went for the money, but is that smart to always just move because of the money? Can we learn something from this situation with Brittney Griner? Anybody?
I would say yes. There's always lessons to learn, right? Because number one, don't expect you have the right, whether you're a celebrity or just a regular smuggler, right? Don't never think that we have a right to go over in somebody else's country and break the law, break the rules, period. That's number one. Because know that when it comes to communist countries like that, they are going to have no mercy on American people. Yeah, we're one of the most hated countries that there is, right? And for us to go over and break the law, and let's be real, the sister broke the law.
Yeah.
There's lessons to learn, and all money ain't good money. And I get it. She probably she live above her means, I'm sure. And in order to keep up a certain status, she has to make more money. I'm never saying don't go make more money or get your bag, but just know that you can't go over there and think just because you're an American or you a celebrity or you a famous sports player that you can go over there and break their laws, because they don't care.
Especially if you look like her. Yeah.
Exactly. They don't care. Mm-hmm. So that's the lesson.
Mm-hmm. 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 What about the rest of you brothers? Any other lessons we can learn from this?
Yeah, check your jurisdiction and laws. You gotta check that. They say ignorance is not an excuse.
Right. That's a good point.
Apparently that's what it is. That's the price that you pay for doing that there. You know, I told a story on my channel. Me and my, it's 15. I'm out in Seattle. First, so
is it just me or is he going out really bad?
Real bad, Doc.
Is it?
Don't come hugging me.
Yeah, man. I tell you what. Let me come back to you, Doc. Let me let New Growth tell us what we can learn from this.
Yeah, just learn that no amount of money, no amount of celebrity will allow you to escape who you are and where you are. A lot of these people get in the situation, they done pumped her up, they done made a lot of promotional people say, hey, go out there, I'm better than DeMarcus Cousins, I should be playing and not this. Shit, she got all of these things going on and she can't dunk the ball. But so they pumping her up. And then like you always say, she got that nigga wake up call.
Yeah.
Like you can't go into Russia with weed. Like you have that big of an addiction to money and weed that you have to do. It's like, and now it's all of a sudden they looking at the black community like, well, we know y'all need you. We the faithful Negroes to come help you out. No, we not. You made your alliance. We got other things to conquer. We got kids who can't read. Once we start trying to defend everybody who separated themselves from us, we lose resources. So she just has to bear it. I don't think they would keep her the whole 9 years. I hope not, but I think they're trying to see what they can get.
Yeah, I think, and she's a big enough target that they felt like, hey, you know, let's keep her here. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to, time is gonna see her. She got an appeal out there. I doubt she'd do 9 years. She may do it 1 or 2. She's already done almost a year already. So, I mean,
and Vaughn made a great point in the comments earlier about all of these divestors. You better be careful because you get over there talking about getting a woman from overseas and going over there and getting. And they start dealing with you, or things might happen over there. Who you gonna call? You over there by yourself, so it's something to keep in mind because I know in a million years she never would have thought she would be in this position.
Well, I saw one thing where there was a guy who went to the Philippines. He got married in the Philippines, and over there, the woman has to, you have to explain to the court why you want a divorce, and if they don't accept your answer, they don't divorce you. You still married, right? And he's still technically married in the Philippines, but because the woman would never, she wouldn't agree to it, or she would say, no, the woman has to agree to it as well, and she didn't agree to it, so he was just stuck. So he had to come to America and get an American divorce, and then now he's legally divorced in America, so she can't come over here and say, well, this is my husband, I won't have this stuff or whatever, right? But I mean, there's all this drama he had to go through because he didn't know the law over there, when he hooked up. Dr. Hood, you with us, man?
Yeah, how's it sound now?
Sound much better, Doc.
Okay.
Okay, what kind of lesson can we learn from this situation, man?
I just, my mom used to always tell me, leave that bull crap at home. I don't think the problem was her playing basketball. And I don't want everybody else to be scared to go chase their dreams and do their career, but you got to understand, you can't have cartridges and stuff. Certain states it's illegal. And you going through airports and stuff. I mean, we could talk about the laws over there and it should be this. I think just because it's legal here that most people think that we're supposed to just say, oh, well, it's, it's all good. She didn't do nothing. It's legal where she lives. Domestic violence might be legal in some of those places.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you just come here and do it? So it's the law for a reason. You know, evidently they felt like she did something wrong. They said that she had intent. You know, it wasn't no accident. They said that she knew it was in there, or the evidence showed, or you know, they were able to prove it. I don't know how their jury system works as far as you know, 12 or you know, whatever. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, me either.
And
shout out to Von Erich, by the way. Shout out to Von Erich.
They didn't give her no love.
No, I mean, but you know, like you said, man, you know, when you go into another country, man, you can't think, well, you know, I'm cool. I've been coming here all these times. They know who I am. I'm just, maybe they might let you go in Arizona or Louisiana, but now you in a whole nother country, and it's a wartime. You might be taken hostage, man. You might, like in Iran. You might be, you know what I'm saying? You might. Anything is possible when it's wartime, and you know that America's not getting along with Russia right now. Why even step in that gate? Why even, you know, there's other countries you could go play for. But I understand probably Russia had the most money. They offered her the most money or whatever. But, you know, it's up to us all to know the laws of our state, know the laws of our country, our county. You know, if you don't know the law and you go out there trying to do stuff, you freestyling, and you get caught up.
I got an idea.
What's the idea?
Sorry to cut you off, brother. We'll trade. Give us back Brittney Griner, and we'll give you Biden and Pelosi. How about that? we'll give
I don't even think they'll go for that. I don't even think
they can have Biden and they can have Pelosi and give us a sister back. Yeah.
So you know we were the ones that made that first deal with them for the arms dealer with the arms dealer.
Yes.
And apparently
that's why I said give a Biden. They can have Biden and Pelosi. How about that?
They're not gonna take them, Patrice. They're not gonna take them.
Throw in Herschel Walker and what's his name? Al Sharpton, and it's a deal.
Yeah, come on, man. They're gonna laugh you. They're gonna run you out of the room.
And Clarence Thompson and Kamala Harris.
No, they're gonna say, get up out of here, all of y'all, with all of this craziness.
I agree with the birthday girl.
Now, if you give us Trump, you throw in Trump, maybe we can start talking. Maybe they
well, Putin and Trump are cool, and like I think it was Claudia Jordan on Fox Soul. She was like, "Yeah, y'all see how Trump feel about Brittney and what he said. He basically said she broke the law. She got to deal with the consequences." Now, do I think he hating a little bit because he might have would have stepped in and helped a little bit, but Brittney didn't vote for him. Brittney voted for Biden, so he probably hated and said, "Hey, you didn't vote for me. Don't ask for my help." And we just got to be real about things because we know that Trump is petty like that. Trump is petty like that.
But the reality of it is, because he got such a good relationship with them, he would have had her home. In my opinion, I believe that he would have had her home. But
no,
because
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, he has a very good relationship with them, man. So I think because they make money together, so I think they would have been able to work something out. Okay, she got to do 6 months, or you got to pay this fine. She already got to pay $16,000.
Well, she's been in there almost 6 months.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But I agree.
They would have. I think his relationship with Putin, they would have been able to make something work. That's my opinion. Now,
I don't think they're playing too much over there. That's what I think.
I don't think so either. But
they're making an example, you know.
Yeah, and then they're making an example of her. But I also think that she is they're going to let her cry to America, like in other words. The reason why they're keeping her is they're gonna make her like seem so sad, and it's gonna be all Joe Biden's fault. It's all your fault, Joe Biden. Not the fault that not my fault that I came over here with illegal substances. Not my fault that I came over here with the cartridges. It's your fault because you didn't get me out of it.
Well, Joe Biden wanted to keep it more discreet, and the WNBA and the LGBT, they wanted to go on this big.
They blew it up.
And they blew it up, and it worked in a negative way.
Right.
So that didn't help at all. as far as this situation went. It made her seem even bigger than she really is. So now they're thinking like, okay, maybe this is something,
Right. Well, see, they thought, this is the thing. They thought that she was a bigger celebrity than she actually was. They thought that, in my opinion. So they held it. If they knew that, if they knew what the really level of celebrity she was, they probably would have just not even let it go up all the chains that it did, all the levels that it went up. Because I mean, really, it's a low class crime. Really, not a big deal, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying the leverage is not equal.
Drugs, though.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They got zero tolerance.
And the leverage is not equal. The guy that we got over here in America, in the shiznit he did, does not equal up to what she's being accused of, what she was convicted of. Like that dude we got over here is treacherous.
Yeah. And usually in those situations, what they do is, if you're a foreigner, especially from a place like America, Prestige, they will ban you from the country, but they will let you go. I mean, because there's plenty of celebrities like Dallas Austin. I think he got caught in Saudi Arabia with cocaine. He stayed over there for a minute, but they banned him. Money talks. But I really think this is a statement.
Yeah. And what is it? So what is it saying, new bro?
Hey, we want what we want. We bargaining chips now. If she's valuable to you as much as you say you are, we want our guy back, like OG Patrice said. But she's not that, in America's eyes, she's not that valuable. As opposed if they took somebody like let's say a Beyonce. Right. I think it would be she would be more valuable, would be more people galvanizing. But Brittney Griner, like you said, Clarence, is not just at that level that they thought she was.
Right. They thought they would, but so the next thing they're gonna do is make her cry, and they're gonna say, "You made it. You making this girl cry, Joe Biden, because you could just give us back our guy. So you making her cry, right?" Vaughn Bryan says, "Question: do you think she'll do the full 9 years?" No, I don't think so, Vaughn. What do you guys think?
Say that again.
I think anytime over a year she do it, it's horrible, honestly. But they do majority of the time over there. They don't play over there.
Yeah.
Right? And she got sentenced to full.
I think
the full extent of go ahead.
I think once the community, like a community, maybe the LBGT, or it might be the black community and the LBGT, or the Democrats, it might be voting time. I think they'll work something out. But right now, it's no real big push for her, and I feel bad for her because she made a stupid mistake. I mean, I think it was purpose mistake, but it was an arrogant mistake. But she doesn't deserve 9 years for that. That's crazy.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah. That other guy, he's been locked up 10 years apparently. The Victor Bout guy. The arms dealer. So, I mean, you got to look on the other foot. This guy's been locked up. And then you want to swap him back now? Well, what if they just want to let her sit for 5-6 years and then swap her out?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like the U.S. ain't been doing, people no lenient stuff. So what do you make you think Russia's gonna?
I don't know, bro.
Some type of slack.
They could be putting people on planes and we would never know. They could be exchanging these cats and we would never know because they ain't gonna make no big deal about it. And they won't leak it to the press.
Like OG Patrice said, if Trump was there, I think if she, it's kind of like, I'm not a fan of Trump, but if she wasn't so big mouth about Trump, he would have leverage to kind of go and sit and talk to Putin.
She talks smack about him. So y'all, let's be real. We all know Trump is petty. That's what I said. Yeah, that's why Trump is on. Well, she broke the law. It is what it is. She got to deal with that. She on her own. And he probably saying, and she voted for Biden instead of me. So I ain't gonna help her.
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna take somebody that has some connection with Putin to actually remember how Farrakhan talked with the guy
Gaddafi, was it Gaddafi?
Yes,
Yeah,
Gaddafi, and Jesse Jackson would go and talk to certain leaders. It's like, who's going to go in there and communicate on our behalf?
Yeah, who's going to be on the back end? Yeah.
And the only person we know in America that got a good relationship with Russia and Putin is Trump. It's just facts.
Exactly.
At that level, yeah. At that level. But and anybody else, why would they help Brittney Griner? Right? Well, for what? It's not going to be a win. No way.
So when she comes back, I just got a quick question. When she comes back, so what? She just go back to playing basketball again, or what happens? Because there's been a lot of black NFL guys and that been suspended multiple times for just marijuana in their system or whatever, and it is legal in other spots. So what happens when she comes back? Does she get like some type of suspension, or is she kicked out the WNBA, or she just get to play right away?
Yes, nothing happens to her, guaranteed. The alphabet community is not gonna let nothing happen to her. The feminist community is not gonna let nothing happen to her. The alphabet community is not gonna let nothing happen to her. The WNBA is not gonna let nothing happen to her. No, then nothing happens to her. What she does, if she gets suspended, that suspension will be suspended because she went through a Russian prison. She had it hard, and nothing's gonna happen to her. Nothing.
Most likely, she'll be praised when she come back.
Exactly.
Deemed as a hero.
Bro. There you go. But hey, I want to get Von Bryan in here because Von just came in to the building. What's up, brother Von? How you doing, man?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, brother Von.
Brother Von, did you know we had a birthday girl here?
I see, man. Happy birthday, Patrice.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes. How old are you? About 25, right?
Yeah, you know it.
I know that's right. Stay young. Definitely stay young. But yeah, man. Hey, I missed you guys. I know you've been off the air for a while, brother Clarence.
Yeah, man. Well, we came back Tuesday, but it was a little more somber. Then now we kind of got our legs back on us, man. So we back, man, having a good time hanging out. What's up with you, brother?
Yeah, well, that's good. Hey, man, I'm chilling. I'm just here at home chilling with the wife. But yeah, when we go to these foreign countries, man, I'm just saying you would think that we would do a little bit of research before we go there. At least know something about their laws. If you spit on the street, you get 10 years, or whatever their quirky laws may be. It seems like we take some type of time to learn some of that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting over in these places and then being found off guard. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate for this young lady to have to do this type of time in a Russian jail cell. I can't imagine what that's like, I mean, I'm sure it's nothing like an American prison. So, I mean, wow, I have no idea what she's in store for. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get up here, man, and wish OG Patrice a happy birthday. Kind of give my little comment for a minute.
Yeah, we miss you. We miss you, big brother.
This is your second home, brother. You always welcome up here.
Yes, sir. Always. Yes, sir. I always feel like I'm at home over here, even though I am at home.
Good, brother. Good. Because we're gonna mess with you just like I mess with Patrice and Rico and all the rest of them. We're gonna get you. Thank you, brother Von. All right, let me move on to Jay real quick, man, because I'm gonna start wrapping this thing up. Brother Jay.
How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Hey, Jay, how are you?
I'm just enjoying my vacation away from YouTube. It's been a great freaking 5 days.
I know that's right.
I got 3 more weeks before I come back, but I'm chilling right now. I came back from chilling.
Jay, ain't nothing wrong with being MIA, baby. Go MIA every now and then.
You have to take a break every now and then.
I'm going to. I took some of y'all advice, especially Jedi. Took a freaking few weeks off, and I'm just like I'm relaxed. So right now, But the thing is, I want to add to this. Thank you, brother Clarence, for dropping the link real quick because I didn't get ready to close it. But let me add my 2 cents. I actually got done talking to my father before I went to the gym. I stopped by his place and I talked to him because he's a fan of the WNBA because he used to coach girls when he was young, girls basketball team and stuff like that. And he said, well, two things, son. And he said, well, first of all, it's her own fault. If she got him, then it was her own fault. Number one. Number two, you need to know the laws of any foreign country you go to. Even though I said I'm cool with you going where you're going, at least I know you are competent enough to study the laws and know what to do, what not to do when you go to Japan. So I'm like, yes, sir. Now, granted, it wasn't implanted on her or whatever. She made the choice to do that there. And there's consequences when you go over here. He actually told me a story. I don't know if y'all knew about this, but it's the first I ever heard of it. When his time being in the military and police, he had there was this white boy in China. He did graffiti in China. Graffiti on one of their stuff. And you know what the punishment was for over there?
What?
100 lashes with a bamboo stick.
Wow.
And that's a white boy.
Wow.
Now, granted, I need to say this right now. He said it was probably because of that white boy privilege pride or whatever, and that's what they got him. And then he said America was infuriated because of what was going on. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't have been infuriated. Why? Because you can't go over there, think you take a piss on the wall and nothing gonna be done to you. Right. You get you get exactly what you deserve when you don't know the laws and you think you're privileged and entitled. That you think America will just cover your back when you go over there. Ain't nobody going over there to protect you. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna help you. And rightfully so, because you didn't know because you should have studied the laws. You should have went in there with the respect for that country. I ain't talking about you gotta respect everybody, but you better respect them laws when you get over there.
Right.
So that's one of the stories that he told me. I'm like, well, he said they dumbed it down from 100 to like 50 with a bamboo. So I was like, wow. I mean, yeah, it ain't much better, but and when I heard that, that's like some black slavery. When I heard that, well, I'm like,
you know how they do that? You know what they do with the bamboo?
Yeah,
they cut it into strips.
Yep, they cut it into strips.
They cut it into strips and then they wet it.
Yep, like a switch.
Oh man! So you know,
I know.
Every time it hits, it don't just bounce back. It hits and wraps around you and then rips off the
wraps around.
Oh man, it's bad. It's bad.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yep. And I just wanted to share that with y'all because it should be like, if I would have, this is just me. I would assume some of these ladies would be competent and know the rules of that, rules of that foreign country, and just they if they go there enough time, they would know the law.
Correct.
If they've been out of trouble, keep doing the same thing you've been doing to keep yourself out of trouble.
Correct.
I think that's a given. But given that it was a WNBA player, that's surprising. It's really surprising.
He told. See, now here's the thing. There's another thing bad for her. Now Biden had already said if any Americans in Russia, you want to get out of there. He already said this a long time ago. This is before this thing even happened with her. She went over there to try to go get the money.
Yeah.
And she didn't check out everything like you were saying. But yeah.
Right. I think it was a lack of not knowing the economy, but also not knowing the full-on rules of things. And that's something I tell everybody when they go visit any country, particularly study the goddamn rules. I don't care how if you don't like to read or not, you better read them if you want to survive and live.
And also, brother, arrogance, a strong arrogance. She seemed, from what the conversations I've heard her speaking, she's very arrogant. So she felt she might have got away with it for the years she's been going over there prior. But it's an arrogance, so now she has to pay the piper.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And I don't.
Yeah, she's being humbled.
Right. And like I said, I think the only lesson you can take from it is just do your research. Do your research. Don't do that stupid stuff that they're doing, like bringing stuff over or trying to smuggle it. And like I said, they didn't plan it on her. She already came with it over there, which she shouldn't have done. That's really what it is.
We don't know, brother. You don't know.
I don't know. As far as our research, they said it wasn't implanted on her because I'm like, Russia, I can't see that particularly. But people come over there with like things thinking they can just sneak something over there.
Well, she
but
did
like
say she made an honest mistake, so maybe
she did say honest mistake, but
she said that.
But
so
that's a
right.
big split.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big split, is what I'm saying. Because like for that, you got to be careful. If it was America, it's a whole different story.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that this story would be so different if it was America.
Yeah,
she probably would have got off for like 2 years.
Yeah, not even. She would have been on probation at maximum.
Something like that. Yeah,
probation.
Yeah,
and a fine, maybe.
Maybe.
Yep.
Right.
And maybe community service.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. All right, y'all. Let's the alphabet community is strong here. They don't have they don't get no run over there, but they're strong
hell no,
here.
It's Russia.
But them Russians, man, it's the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
They real over there.
Yeah, they push the program over there hard. So it's not, they don't get no love over there, man. I don't care what your situation is. Okay, y'all, let's start wrapping it up. Because we got to get this birthday girl up out of here. I didn't know, man. We could.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Happy birthday to you, OG Patrice, sister. I didn't know it was your birthday today. I only heard it from Brother Vaughn.
Jay. I appreciate it. And listen, I want to also say I share birthdays with former President Barack Obama. It's his birthday today as well.
Oh,
right on.
Look at that.
The former president.
Right on.
Awesome.
Right on.
The better one of the two.
Right on. Definitely the better person. Definitely a better person than all the rest of these cats. Okay, so y'all, let's start wrapping it up. Jay, let's work backwards. Let's get some closing remarks in so we can start wrapping it up, man.
Okay.
What do you think, man?
Closing remarks. I'll make it real quick. So like I said, do your research of the places that you're going to when you travel a lot. Don't be ignorant. Don't fawn ignorance, really. And like I said, just do your best to keep out of trouble. Because the one thing you're going to learn in life is it's good to make mistakes early in your own country, but when you go to a whole different place, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different plan. So just like I said, become prepared and don't do the stupid shit that lady was doing. It was an honest mistake. I get that, but it's Russia, and you got to be careful. Like I said, worry about coming home. That's all I can tell you. And like I said, just have some sense of moral responsibility. Other than that, I'm going back on vacation, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Enjoy yourself, brother.
Good night, Jay.
All right, brother.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, you too. If you haven't already subscribed to Jay Takashi's channel, go on over to Jay Takashi and check him out. He's on vacation now, so I guess he left the answer machine on. But when he comes back, he has a chill session. And he has a lot of heavy hitters starting to go over there. So,
Brother Clarence, you know you got a good show when you come off your vacation to come and check it out.
Man,
you know you
right?
on point.
Exactly.
Hey, Negro, I'm somebody. Somebody.
Right.
That's right.
Shout out to Jesse Jackson. All right, let's move on down the line, man. Von Bryant.
Yes,
Von
sir.
B. What's going on, with brother? What's your closing remarks? What can you add to help us?
Wow.
Solution, comment, questions, answers.
Well, I would definitely say, for one thing, come on, let's use a little bit of common sense, even though it's not that common nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But let's use a little common sense. If you're going to go to a foreign country and you know that you have bags packed, why don't you get a little pamphlet of what to do and what not to have in your bag, what to have in your bag and what not to have in your bag, what's acceptable to be in your bag, what's not acceptable to be in your bag. That's what I'm saying. I mean, some countries, I know that sounds bizarre, but maybe you could get arrested for some lotions. I don't know. So it's like before you take that dip and that dive like that, just be informed first. You know what I'm saying? But, sometimes when we become celebrity and we have a name and all of these different things, we feel like wherever we walk, is like holy ground, know. But at the same time, when you get into these foreign countries, you have to be very careful. You have a lot of brothers talking about, hey, I don't like these black women out here. So, I want to go across overseas and over here and over there. They have a lot of shysters over there, a lot of con artists, You see what I'm saying? You know, you're trying to find a needle in a haystack over there, you know, because you'll have a beautiful sister set you up. You know, I just recently heard about this drug called devil's breath. You know what I'm saying? And people are using that on individuals to talk them into doing, you know, even going to the ATM and withdrawing all of their money. And the next day you don't even remember, you know, and this is a substance that can just be blown in your face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy, man, what people are doing. So I would suggest, nothing wrong with traveling, nothing wrong with going abroad, nothing wrong with, you know, learning new lands and different areas. But at the same time, I would suggest be careful because, you know, when they see American, they see money or they see this and that, even though you may not have that type of status, but that's how they think of you. And so what they want to do is they try to figure out how to rob you, you know, or to trick you into something. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully this sister doesn't have to do a full 9 years in a Russian prison. I can't imagine what that's like. You know, you know what I'm saying?
They're gonna break something off of that. Yeah, they'll break something off of that. Yeah.
You think they're gonna have a little leniency?
Yeah, I think they'll get the American government give up something. They'll figure out something they can give up. Somebody they can give up or something they can give up.
Well, we have Russian prisoners over here, right?
We have Russian prisoners over here.
Nah, I don't know if they'll do the trade thing.
There's one they want really bad. There's one they want back really bad, right? So, but you know, everybody on the panel saying that you know, America's not going to deal with that dude over there for her. So they're going to come up with something. They'll stack something together. And
they offered that though. That was wrong. They offered that.
Oh, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, Russia kind of, you know, didn't really take them very seriously. That's what they said.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What in?
Came back with counter offers, you know, allegedly, you know.
Well, you know, I would suggest that a lot of these, like you say, the alphabet community, or, you know, however you say that, I would suggest that they be quite careful too when they go to some of these countries because they frown upon those type of lifestyles. You see what I'm saying? So when you're known for a thing in America, believe me, you're known for it in Russia because you're in the media. The media reaches Russia, right? Yeah. So when you go to these countries, hey, they may frown upon you just for being there.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, that's it for me, Brother Clarence. But I just wanted to say, be careful. You know, don't just run up everywhere and go haphazardly. You know.
Okay. Definitely, brother.
Thank you, sir, for having me
again.
Hey,
hang tight. But bottom pull you down, hang tight, okay?
Yes.
Don't run now. Now.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I let the cat in. I'm sorry, y'all. I let the cat in there. I let the cat back in. All right, hey man, let me skip the birthday girl because I'm probably.
Oh, we're doing closings. All right, I see you. Drop me down.
Okay, all right.
All right, Nick.
Whoo, that was close. That would have been like 45 more minutes. All right, so we got rid of Rico. All right, brother New Growth, and then the Doc, and then Patrice. Okay, New Growth, man.
Yeah.
Help us out,
first of all, I just want to say, man, I'm glad to see you back, man. I've been missing. I've been having my fix. My daughter's been like, Daddy, I don't hear you on the internet. No. Yeah, I said my big bro was going through some things, man. But I'm glad you back, man, and we all miss you. And
thank you, brother. It's always a pleasure to have all of y'all on here, all of y'all participating, man. It's always a pleasure, man. So anytime you want to step up here, brother, this is your home. You come on in, grab a seat, and sit down, and you know we just all sitting around the barbecue grill talking, man.
I appreciate it. And to my big sis Patrice, enjoy your birthday. You know it's a blessing. One more year.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. 1 more year
that we get a chance to partake, and like I always tell just people I know, like I love to be around people who have been here longer than me because y'all have so much to give us, right? And it's up to us to take it and to utilize it. So happy birthday, and keep that singing thing going. I'm waiting for some more singing. I've been on your site.
Thank you. Yeah, I downloaded one last week, so it's two new songs on there. Mm-hmm.
I got
you. Man, she running around voting, and helping the community and all of that.
Right.
We want to know when you're gonna start back singing, girl.
Right. But on this thing though, just basically I feel sorry for it, but it's like you always say, the Negro wake up call. And I hate that she had to find it in Russia, right? But sometimes we gotta be business, or if you want to get that money, get that money. But no, hey, I'm going over there, I'm getting that money, nothing else concerned. I'm gonna go out there and play and come home. But I think a lot of times we get very comfortable in situations. We allow people to get close to us and say, "Oh, it's not a problem," and not knowing that they're setting us up for the downfall. Like, I got dirt on you now, so if you want to use you. So I just feel bad for her. I see the look in her face, and I know she's regretting it. But I would love her community, the LGBTQ, to step up twice as hard. You know, this is to step up twice as hard and just make an outcry. You know, like everything else they made an outcry for. I want to see them in the streets. I want to see them galvanizing, right? Even if it may not change the Russians more, I want to see, hey, we're behind our community. She's one of us. She's always stood up for us. But a lot of times it's really not like that in situations like this.
Right.
And it's just proving something that we always kind of knew. But other than that, man, Ric Flair, shout out to Uncle Rico. With the hat on today. He ain't had to leave because he was wrong. Yeah,
he didn't want to get caught up, bro. He didn't want to get caught up. You got him, Dr. Hood got him. He was caught up, man. He didn't want to come back and face that.
Yeah, we definitely got love for him. And I would love to see the WNBA come into something that's greater.
It will, man. It's just gonna take time.
I'm not a hater.
We get there.
And Doctor, nice conversating with you as well, man. And check out your channel. You know, your little commentaries. I just be out here laying low, and I'm enjoying the whole situation. So y'all be blessed. Have a great night.
You too, man. You and the family.
All right, you too, Negro.
All right.
All right, that was for the new folks. Appreciate you. I always like it when we got these young cats, man, that can step in here and they understand what we're trying to do, man. We ain't trying to just smash information on them. We just try to tell them something, and like he said, it's up to them to take the information and do something positive with it. So I appreciate young brothers like that, man. See, we don't mess around, Dr. Hood, man. We don't. I mean, you know, that's why I'd rather have 5 people that's for real than 500, and we got all kind of melees going on in the chat, melee going on the stage. Nah. That's how we do it, man. We talk it out. All right, Dr. Hood, man. Closing remarks, man. Solutions, comments, questions, answers.
Just want to say happy birthday to Sister Patrice.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, it's always a pleasure hearing y'all up here doing your thing.
Same here, brother. Same
here. You know, I think this is even though, you know, it kind of looks like the end, I think this is going to be like the beginning, you know.
Okay.
And it's going to be a lot to unpack. You know, if that was just a regular person, you know, like we got to be fair to everybody. Is she just going to get the special treatment just because she's a WNBA athlete, or is this how they're going to start doing it all the way across the board? You know, if somebody gets caught with something, you know, is the U.S. just going to come and back you up and do all of that? You know, so I don't know. This is kind of dicey. I'm interested to see how it goes. I want her home because I think, you know, 100. I think they said she's been locked up 165 days. You know, for somebody that's never been locked up before, you know, that's life changing. You know,
yeah.
And then you're in another country where she can't really speak on the treatment and stuff. You know, like if she says anything about the treatment, you know, who knows? She might get a couple more elbows or something.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. So I think she learned her lesson. You know, I think that's what
she won't ever do that one again.
About. Yeah, I don't think so. And it's probably like the culture. You know, a lot of girls think, you know, they put those cartridges in they makeup bag, and you know, it kind of blends in. And you know, everybody's been doing it. Everybody's been getting away with it. And this is just a one of those unfortunate times where it bit her on the rear end. So I want the WNBA to be a good league. Like I said, my daughter just made it to she got a full ride scholarship off of her basketball her basketball talents. I mean, she's good in academics too, but you know, they recruited her for basketball. You know, so
right on, man. Good for you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Congratulations to you and her.
Thank y'all. But now I'm gonna jump down. It's always good though. I'll check y'all out on the next one.
All right, thank you, Doc. Appreciate you, man.
Peace.
All right, that was a good doctor. He's always in the house, man. Sorry, Patrice, I accidentally got you. Yeah, that was a good doctor, man. He's always good, and he always has a good take, man. You know, and he always looks at it. He's kind of like Von Erich. They kind of they look at it from different angles, and then they come in and tell you what's really going down. Okay, sis, you up?
Yeah, bro. You know, I was just thinking while everybody else was talking, right? And I said, you know, it would be nice if we did have a strong leader in our community that can really, you know, go over there and negotiate on behalf of their sister. And it's sad that we don't. You know, it's sad that we live in a day and age now where we don't have any strong, powerful political activists, any of that leaders and pillars in our communities where we can go and speak on behalf of the people. And even in their community, they don't even have a person strong enough with a strong enough hold. But it's funny at how they control everything here in the United States and shut your lights off and cancel you in a heartbeat. But now it's almost like their hands are tied and helpless, right? So I would love to
see
everybody
else's hands.
Exactly, and I would love to see this. This could be a prime example when all of us could get together and realize that at the end of the day, we're Black first, and that's a sister over there. You know, so it could be a way to bridge the gap between the LGBTQIA plus community plus us as Black Americans, and we all get together and fight for this sister. But it's sad that we're not there. You know, even in America as a people, right? Everything, you know, a lot of stuff is separate, and I'm not saying that everything needs to be together because I'm not a believer in that either. But I believe in certain things when there's a bottom line as Black people in America, is certain things that we do need to be unified on. And it's sad that when it comes to that part of it is separate when it comes to us and that community. You know, I know Russia is very, very hard, man. On they are no holds bars. Putin rules over there with the iron fist. I hope the sister it will be able to get some type of leverage to get her out as soon as possible. I hope she don't have to serve a whole lot of time. And I can't even imagine how devastating it is for, like Hood said, Dr. Hood. I mean, she's never been, you know, to prison before, and then she's in prison in a foreign country, you know, where, you know, it's no telling, you know, like you said, like they said, she can't talk about it because things may happen. And even her phone calls, I think she was had only made a handful of phone calls in 6 months, like you know. So and again, we are as a nation, and it's sad for me to say this, but we are not in a strong position as a nation. And that right there, to me, it speaks volumes to everything that has gone wrong in America. And when you have one of your own, and I get it. She broke the law. I think that it should have been a time served punishment type of thing, right? And that sister should have been on her way home. But we are in a sad state of affairs, guys, in America and as a nation, where we don't have any leaders anymore that, you know, that can speak that truth to power for us. We don't have any leaders anymore, socially, economically. Like, we are hurting. And when things like this happen and other countries make us the laughing stock, the example, the political leverage, and we are so weak as a nation that our own president has no stronghold in communication, negotiations, with another leader of a foreign country because of the situation, but he over there doing business and making money and sending millions and millions and millions of dollars over there. I don't understand. It's something wrong with this picture, guys. And so to the sister, listen, I'm conflicted. I know that the WNBA don't make enough money. They should be making more. I'm not going to say, and I know for a fact it's not equal to what the NBA because of everything that comes with the NBA and how long they've been doing what they're doing and the conglomerate they have behind them. The WNBA just don't have that kind of full support. But maybe there's a change in the game that can come from this, but where everybody can learn. When we are so brought down to our knees as a nation and looked upon with up under that fine tooth comb, up under that microscope, listen, it's a different day. It's a different day. And if we have no leverage, that's us out. We be definitely be shown as the weakest link. And with that, brother,
you're breaking up, Patrice. Patrice, you breaking up.
Can you hear?
A little bit. I can hear you, but you can go in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, good.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're back. Salute to the chat. The chat is with all the birthday love. Just good and grateful to you that I see 50 make 25. So 25 is the new 45.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll take that.
Okay. That's right. That's right. 25 is the new 45, and I'm the new 25.
Right on. Right on. Y'all gonna be 25 to us. Oh man, breaking up, girl. Oh man, Patrice. Oh yeah, you back? You breaking up, man? It must be a rainstorm or something out there. No, she's gone. Okay, she got to talk to us. She'll be back. All right, y'all. What do y'all think about the show? Did y'all see Rico get pummeled? Did y'all see him get pummeled? He got double dipped. He got double dipped by New Growth and the Good Doctor. Had him on the ropes. So he said, I gotta go. So he dipped at the, but no, I'm just playing. Rico had already told me he had a previous engagement he had to go check out. So, but they had him though. They had him. And he never answered my question. But that's okay. We're gonna get him. What did y'all think about the show? Did we do better? The better attitude, better mood, happier mood this time. Try to make you guys have a happier mood. I mean, sometimes we got to discuss some stuff, right? And it's not too pretty, but we try to put a happier spin on it. Try to see if we can put the kind of spin on it. And y'all think, oh, you and Rico, y'all just disagreeing because y'all on the show. No, we will fuss at each other before we even talk to y'all. We be fussing at each other. And when we really fussing really good, I'll stop him. I'll say, nope, let's save that for the show. Let's save it for the show. I can't put you up, Patrice. Something it's telling me your device not connected. Are you there, Patrice? Oh man, Patrice. Holy smokes. All right, so anyway, maybe she got a better connection because sometimes out there in Arizona, Patrice has connection problems. Yeah, so we just want to talk about stuff, man. But we want to be locked in like a lot of these places. They can only talk about relationships. They can only talk about this. They can only talk about that. But we want to be able to talk about whatever is going to help the people, you know, and help y'all. And if you whatever y'all want to talk about, if y'all want to talk about something, y'all can hit us up. I guess we must be doing okay because none of y'all ain't hit us up yet to tell us what to talk about. So far, so good. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the bushes. Shout out to everybody. I don't know about Patrice. I don't know. We're gonna bring her up. Let me pull her down. For the time being. Okay, y'all. I appreciate all y'all coming through. Everybody that came through. Everybody in the chat. Everybody that came through on the panel. Shout out to everybody. Everybody did a strong performance today. Everybody had a strong performance. Strong performance. All right. So let me get to the rundown so that we can I can go back and talk to Rico and Vaughn and see what is the order of business for the next time. Okay, so the number one MVP, most valuable people, is the chat. Shout out to all of you guys, Risa and all of you guys. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all did it again. Come through. Y'all keep everything nice and squeaky clean, so we don't have to be running around in the chat and seeing what's going on, and we don't have to do all that because you guys are taking care of business out there. We appreciate y'all. Please stick with us. We're growing. We're trying. And we learning. Those of us, me, Rico, Vaughn, Patrice, we still learning the YouTube game, man. We're not out here trying to long stroke y'all for cash apps and all that. So we just talking, we just having conversations. And, hopefully y'all enjoying the conversation that we had. And you guys, we try to let you guys come into the conversation by putting stuff in the chat. And we try to, scan the chat and see if, it's a good question or not. Sometimes we catch it, sometimes we don't. So if you put a question in the chat and I don't catch it, like Big Tom Drum, Big Mike, sometimes you said some things in the chat and I wanted to bring it up, but we got to keep on talking. So sometimes I'll catch it, I'll be able to bring it up. Same thing you do, Risa. Sometimes I can bring it up, I catch it, and sometimes I don't because I'm talking up here. But just to know that y'all are taking care of business in the chat, that makes everything better. So shout out to the chat. Strong performance once again. Always a strong performance. Very, very solid from the chat. No riffraff coming through here trying to start some problems. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all got your reputation is preceding y'all, so that's why the riffraff don't come over here. Shout out to the chat. All right, let's do the rundown. Who do we have on the program today? Now I have to start writing it down because I don't be remembering all the time. We had the good doctor. We had Dr. Hood. What y'all think about Dr. Hood? Dr. Hood came through. And, once again, man, he's a smooth cat, you know what I mean? And he came through, shot his shots, you know what I mean? Has a lot of good takes. I like the doc, man. The doc is good. And, he's never a guy that says his position and then, runs off his position. He has valid reasons for why he's saying what he's saying. So shout out to the good Dr. Hood. Excuse me. He came through. What do y'all think? I think it was a very solid performance. Very solid performance from the good doctor. Shout out to Dr. Hood. Who else came through? Our brother New Growth, the youngster. What y'all think about the youngster? He came through. Very, very solid. Very, very solid. As always. Same thing with the doc. As always, very solid performance. You know what I mean? Came through. Came on the stage. Sometimes, and I hear him back there hitting the pots and the pans back there. Sometimes I gotta mute him because he's doing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He ain't just sitting down, man. This dude's trying to take care of his family at the same time. While he's listening to us, he could not be listening to us at all. Just be listening to some music or something, right? But he came in, and then he came on stage as well. Shout out to the brother, man. Man, when we see young brothers and sisters, man, that's why I always shout out to the Harris tribe, because we see young people, man, and they trying to do it, and they trying to do it the right way. We gotta encourage them. We gotta encourage them to continue to do this, man. We gotta encourage them. But shout out to New Growth, man. Always a pleasure having that brother in the room. Same thing with the doc. Always a pleasure for having these guys in the room, man. Very solid people. I was hoping Von Eric would come up here, but I guess he said he didn't have a chance because he must have been in the middle of some stuff. But shout out to everybody that came on the panel. But anyway, New Growth, what y'all think? Strong performance. Strong performance. Go ahead and write New Growth down for a strong performance once again. Solid, very solid performance. Shout out to Brother New Growth. Glad to have you in the building, sir. Who else do we have? Well, we had Rico. What do y'all think about Rico? What y'all think about that hat? That hat looks like it's a hat that goes on top of a horse, right? Hey, New Growth. Is that how y'all doing it in Maryland? Von Eric, is that how y'all roll in Maryland? Holy smokes. Is that how they doing it in the DMV? My name is Rico and I'm home alone. You know, I gotta give Rico credit, man. He sang Patrice a song for her birthday, so I gotta give him credit for that. Yeah, Mom said you need to see the matching boots. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I used to think the DMV, I used to give them brothers credit. I'd say, man, them brothers know how to dress it. They sharp and stuff. Now, man, Rico may put a question mark in my head now. I don't know if I'm gonna see Rico with, you know, like some of our African brothers that come over here and they'll have like some sweatpants on and one boot and one house shoe, and you know what I'm saying? You don't know how they getting down, right? Shout out to Brother Rico, man. But yeah, man, he sang my girl a song, man. So I gotta stall him out, man. You know. But how'd y'all like Rico defending his arguments? Pretty good. I thought he got a solid performance. Very solid. You know what I mean? Rico's the type of dude that looks at things. He's always, well, don't just say this, say that as well, right? He's that dude, right? Shout out to Sister Inya. Peace. I've been in and out. Great conversation. Glad to hear you. I am, Sister Inya. Thank you. And I meant to respond to your email, and I will. But you know, I've been ripping and running, trying to get this thing back on the tracks. But thank you for your support, Sister Inya. Appreciate you. As always, a solid performance from Sister Inya as well as everybody else in the chat. Quantum, I seen you too. Slipped in here at the last minute, but I see always a strong performance. Always. Okay, but Rico, what do y'all think? Solid. Very solid. We like I said, Rico's this type of dude, man. You know, well, don't say this, Clarence. You got to say that side of it too. And I notice these cats from Maryland, that's what they do, right? Von Eric will do the same thing. Well, you can't just look at it this way. You got to look at it from that way too. And, you know, and I'm from LA. We looking at it this way, right? This is the way we looking at it. You can look at it that way, but I'm gonna be out of here. You look at it that way on your own, right? But they teaching me, I'm teaching them, so we learning from each other how to be. Shout out to the DMV. But Rico, strong performance, very, very solid, very, very solid. Moving on, Von Bryant. What do you think about Von Bryant? Another one came in at the last minute. You know, Von said, "Hey, look, let me just step up there real quick. Got something to say." Added his 2 cents in, always, and gave some good information. Hey, if you're gonna go out here to one of these you're gonna go to a foreign country and not know you can't carry marijuana with you? Come on, man. You gotta know this stuff before you step on these planes. See, a lot of y'all think that you're gonna get these passports. I heard what Von was saying. Just because you got an American passport don't mean they're just gonna let you skate on everything. Or you got money in your wallet, they're gonna let you skate. Maybe a lot of times they will, but it's that one time that they won't, right? I'm sure Brittney Griner was like, "Hey, we can take care of this. We don't need to push it up the level." And when they found out who they had, they said, "No, hold her, keep your hands on her." Yeah, and she probably would have tried to put some money on the table, but not gonna happen. So yeah, man, learn all the laws of where you're going. If you go to these places, your passport ain't gonna be just a ticket out just because you got an American passport. You have to know what's going on, and you need to be reading the news and keeping up with current events. Because if you don't keep up with current events, man, you're gonna do something like this. Go to a foreign country that is at you got a bit of a Cold War going on, and then at the same time you go over there, you break the law, and you get they just throw the book at you. 9 years. All she had was she didn't even have marijuana, she had some oil. I mean, she had marijuana oil. I mean, they just threw the book at this chick, right? In the post system, man, away from her family. I mean, but hey, you know what I mean? Nothing is a better teacher than experience, right? Nothing is a better teacher than experience. Unfortunately, man, experiences can be very expensive sometimes. Can be very expensive. Anyway, Von Bryant came in, dropped that knowledge on us, right? Hey, man, you go to another country, check it out. Check out the laws, man. Don't just be out there, lollygagging, right? Rico told me to speed it up. I'm gonna speed it up, Rico. I'm speeding it up. I'm almost done. What about Jay Takashi? Oh, what about Von Bryant? Did I give him a solid performance? Yes. Very, very solid, very, very strong, gave us some good information, and really was a focal point of the closing remarks, in my opinion. Let's see, Jay Takashi came through. What happened? He said, hey, man, I got something to say on it. I mean, man, I appreciate the fact that the brother considered even coming up, and he was supposed to be on a YouTube break. Shout out to Jay Takashi. Came in, shot his shot, as always, man. You know what I mean? And, he's another young brother, man, that kind of had got his head on straight, man. He'll admit he's not perfect, but he got his head on straight. He's trying to figure it out, man. You know what I mean? But he's saying, hey, look, I'm going to take a little piece from you, Clarence. I'll take a little piece from Rico, a little piece from Brian, a little piece from OG Patrice, a little piece from everybody, so that I can try to put this thing together right, so that I can roll in the right direction. And then he probably taking a piece from other people, other YouTubers that he worked with, and he get down with. So, shout out to the young brother. At least he got his mind open, and he's on the right path. But he had a solid performance today. Came through, didn't stay long, but he had a solid performance, a strong performance, as always, as everybody on the panel. Shout out to brother Jay Takashi. Solid, very, very solid performance. And the last one, the one I say for last but not for least, is OG Patrice, man. OG Patrice came through today on her birthday. Can you imagine that? On her birthday. We got OG Patrice to come through on her birthday. We must be doing something right over here, y'all. We must be doing something right. We got OG Patrice come over here on her birthday. Sister didn't have to spend no time with us, zero. And I didn't know it was a birthday, right? And so she told us all today. So we got to write this down, y'all, so we can know next year we can get the jump on it, right? Shout out to OG Patrice. Happy birthday. We're sorry about the song that Rico sang to you. If you can get your ears back working again, listen to this. Happy birthday, sis. Many more. Happy born day. Happy many, 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 many more happy birthdays to go to you from all of us over here at the Let's Talk About Black Life family. Happy birthday to you, sis. But what do you think about Sister Patrice's performance? Solid, as always. Very solid, man. One thing I like about Patrice brings, one of the things about Patrice, she knocks that whole women shouldn't be on a panel situation. She just gets rid of that situation. Has very good takes. She agree with us. She don't. And she can hold her own in a conversation and still, have that feminine vibe going, but at the same time, don't get it twisted. You're not gonna just talk over her and run her down, you know what I mean, like that. So yeah, man, that is a good sister, man. That is a good sister, man. As most of all of y'all, and I'm saying most because we got Rico here. No, I'm just playing. All of y'all, man, all of us, we striving, right, y'all? We striving to be better people, man. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't, but we striving. We working it. We working it out, y'all. But I'm appreciate and I'm honored to have all of y'all, everybody who stepped into the chat, everybody who stepped on the panel. I'm honored to have all of y'all to be able to come to the show that I'm trying to put together. This is what I envisioned when I started this, was have a group of people that was serious about trying to just give out good information, man. So my dream has come true. You know, if it blows up into something else beyond right now, that'll be good too. But my dream has come true that we can step out here and do this. But shout out to OG Patrice. Very, very solid performance. Very, very solid performance as always. All right, y'all. So that's everybody on the rundown. I'm not going to do a bonus round today. I think I'm going to cut it short because I got Rico and Vaughn in the back. And if I can get Patrice to come back, I'll have her up too. I think she's just having a rough time with her internet right now. But anyway, we're going to cut it down today, y'all. Today is Thursday. Yeah, so we won't have a plan. You know, we have the Sunday show. We'll be back in action on Sunday. Maybe Saturday. Maybe I might throw something together on Saturday. We'll see. But definitely for sure Sunday. So until then, we'll see y'all. Thank y'all, everybody, for stopping by. Great job, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Peace.